works out.
So you've had a bit of a think about this one?
Yeah, more than I think.
All the best, champ.
Thanks, Neil.
And it'll be interesting to see what Malcolm Blight's plan is. What a game it should be, the Crows and the Saints. Craig Willis?
Yes, Drew, it'll be a packed house at Football Park. You won't miss a thing here on Footy's home ground.
From 7 Nightly News, here's Shirley Harris with tonight's weather.
Hello, we'll have a cool, windy and cloudy day tomorrow with early rain easing to showers in the afternoon. On local waters, north to northwest winds moderating to 15 to 20 knots during the day with seas between 1 and 1.5 metres. In the city, our top will reach 15 degrees after an overnight low of 10. We're looking ahead, a late shower or two on Monday, a few showers on Tuesday but clearing again on Wednesday. Good night.
Every weekend in August, you can call the UK, USA, New Zealand, Ireland and Canada and pay no more than $3 for the first 10 minutes with Telstra International Direct. That's right, pay just $3 for the first 10 minutes every weekend in August so you can keep up with all of your family and friends overseas.
Michelle, guess what? Oh, when's a big day? Pure wool rug for your home. This is your very last chance to catch them at these prices. For our last sale week, imported directly to Goodyear Rugs, these exceptional hand-carved pure wool rugs only $4.49. Heavy, thick, plush sofa rugs only $179. Yes, $179. You just won't buy rugs of this quality anywhere else for the price.
You gotta get a Goodyear rug.
This is your very last chance.
Very strange scenes last night in New York where a man was rushed to hospital after attempting his own surgery. Dr. Cooperman, what can you tell me about this patient, Mark Webster?
Well, he was suffering abdominal pains at his home last night and tried to remove his own appendix. He did have some trouble, but overall, his technique was pretty good.
So you're saying you think he's tried this before?
Oh, yes. Scars on this patient's body indicate that he has performed several operations.
All my life, whatever I do.
And welcome back to Football Park. With me in commentary tonight, Terry Wheeler and Mick McGuan. Now, take us through the teams, boys, and what a game this should be.
It certainly
Wheels,
will
you've
be.
got the Crows.
Well, I have got the Crows, and really it's a very important game for them after the last two losses there, Drew. Malcolm Blight just spoke of structural changes, well, 7 changes, but inside of that there's 3 premiership players returning. That gives them 16 from last year's premiership side out there on the ground tonight, and that's very important. Wren, Rashudo and Bickley in the centre. Modra in the forward pocket. Be interesting to see where he starts because Malcolm may again just ease him back into the game.
And as for St Kilda, Terry, most important game for the St Kilda team. St Kilda have got an ordinary record over here. They haven't won here since 1991. Of course, the midfield importance will be placed on the Winmars, the Burks, the Harveys and the Thompsons. They have to accumulate a number of possessions to provide Heatley and Hall in their forward structure. It'll be interesting to see what Stan Elves actually does with David Sirakowski. Will he be asked to play the similar ruck role he did against Sean Wren in the State of Origin game?
Peter Everett didn't play in the grand final. He's up against Wren tonight. Here's Neil Curley.
Thank you, Drew. Well, as we all know, there's a reasonably strong breeze going to the right of screen. But the big plus here tonight, there is no dew on the ground, which will help the high markers. The toss was a very important one because, as we all know, a coach that's leading at the commencement of the second quarter can plan his movement a lot better than the coach that's trailing. So that's the first win to Malcolm Blight. This will be a tough game of footy.
Thank you, Curls. Yes, Mark Bickley won the toss for the Crows and they'll be kicking left to right in the first quarter with a breeze in the opening term. Andrew Coates to get us underway. And what a contest in ruck it should be between Wren and Everett. We missed it in the grand final, but here it comes. Wren wins to a big roar from the crowd, but Harvey, the Brownlow medalist, gets it out of the middle and the Saints burst into attack. They're into the breeze in the first term. Down goes Hall. And the umpire comes in and will ball it up on the attacking 50 for St Kilda. Tony Modra starting the game on the bench for the Crows. Wren 52, Everett 10. Wren wins again, that's 2 out of 2 to the South Australian. Rashudo runs onto it, centre wing. His kick up towards half forward, past Cook it goes. Eventually gathered here by Campbell. He's bowled over by McLeod. And the umpire will ball it up, and now the Crows are into attack.
Great to see Andrew McLeod back into the side. 7 changes to the Crows lineup. He one of the returns. The 3 umpires, Coates, Norden and Scroop. And umpire Andrew Coates there now. Very short Andrew Coates trying to get these 2 big giant men apart so he can get in there and bounce the ball right on the forward 50 for the Adelaide Crows. There they go. Wren gets the front position again. First hand of the ball. Working it inside there. Zilla can't get on out. And they go on top of it again. And to be bounced in the forward line once again.
It's interesting to see the Adelaide Crows have actually structured their forward line around 3 tools. Rodman Caven's actually starting forward and also Jarman. But McLeod, Vardy and Cook are the peripheral type players in that part of the ground.
A great tackle there by McLeod on Young. Claimed the body and claimed the ball, so the umpire had no choice but to bounce it again. Everett gets this one. McLeod on the left foot. Bounces it in towards the goal line, but across for just the first score of the night. Andy McLeod back to the side. First score, 1 behind to the Crows.
Yeah, it's great to have McLeod back. He's been out for 3 weeks with a thigh injury, and before that he was out for 4 weeks with a knee. And of course he was the Norm Smith medalist in the grand final. Young kicks in for the Saints, goes in short to the back pocket, and Brad Campbell takes the mark. Fires back the hand pass to Hodgson. He clears the 50 into the centre square, too high for Winmar. Mitchell, Harvey again, hand pass wide, made it awkward for Wakeman. Bickley, high ball to full forward. Hodgson went the poach, it got behind him, still a chance for the Crows, good pick up Rashuto. Hawks the hand pass, hooks it back to the goal square. Here's a goal coming up and uncontested right in the square. Mark taken by Connell, and the Crows will get the first goal.
Yeah, terrific play there by the Adelaide Crows forward. They just didn't try to finesse. They got the ball forward. Rashuto took on a couple of tacklers, got around to the open side, kicked the ball, and here was the awaited player in Connell. Should kick a goal. 1-0.
Welcome to the world of Ally McBeal.
I'm blinded. What's going on?
A world that explores the difference between the sexes.
This makes men stupid. This makes women stupid.
And then makes them share the same bathroom.
Unisex studies show it helps men and women employees breed familiarity. So long as they don't come in to just breed.
A world where the cold hard facts
Do men just have to have it?
are sometimes hard to swallow.
Hey!
And the things that you wish for, you don't always get. Ally McBeal, coming soon to the 7 Network.
Adelaide Crows last week against Fremantle got 1-1 for the entire first quarter. Here they've got it on the board in 2.5 minutes and they're coming again. Harvey looking to turn it the Saints way. Does with a long blind handball only as far as Smart. Rashuto kick number 3 already and it's a long one. Penetrating to centre half forward. Contest form slips on over the back. Everett, a great show of speed for the big man. To Young. Settles back towards the wing position. Ball from Pittman is strong. Costa roves it back inside. Thompson uses Peckett back into the side this week after 1 week out to Hall. Takes the mark as Barry playing at centre forward. Uses Brown. Tony Brown on the left. Still on the wing. Heatley is a long way out from goal. He is playing at full forward. Everyone charging back towards that full forward position now. Burke in the centre of the ground. Pushes forward. Great mark. Sierakowski can turn, he can go. There's no one going to pressure him. 20 metres out. He's replied for the Saints.
It's coming back. It's going to be a free kick. No goal.
There is confusion.
Looks to be against Winmar for Eccles.
So as Sierakowski turned and went with Shepherd, deemed to be illegal there, that Shepherd wasn't within 5 metres of the ball. So Eccles takes the free kick at centre half back out to the wing. Everett slaps it back his way. Harvey again, racking up possessions early, pushing it back in, probing. Jamison flicks it over the back. Free kick against Jamison. So at centre half forward, the umpire squares the ledger.
And already, Terry, there's some interesting matchups in the midfield part of the ground. Kim Costa's got the job, the daunting task to run with Rob Harvey. Also, Mark Bickley and Nathan Burke are matched up in midfield. And a terrific challenge tonight for young Andrew Eccles. He's got the job to curb the brilliant and skillful Nicky Winmar.
Jason Heatley, 3 goals in that grand final last year. Has been very accurate to date. 39 goals, 12. mathematically that's 76% success at conversion directly in front. But Adelaide fans have influenced that mathematical equation and forced it across to the far side for a behind.
Yes, disappointing. He's kicked 39 goals this year, 73 last year. The Saints get their first score for the night. Rod Jamieson back in the side. Played in the Premiership last year, but was injured in the opening term at the MCG. That's a good mark to St Kilda's Tony Brown in front. At right half forward. Back to Winmar. Keeps it low inside the 50, but it's chopped off. Punched down to the front. Hall applying a tackle, and he meant it. It was high, said the umpire. It's against Barry Hall. Umpire Matthew Norton not happy with the legality of the free kick, of the tackle. And the free kick goes to Costa. Towards centre wing. Robrin punches. Comes down to Vardy. McLeod, good hands. Written into the ground by Young. And this time it's umpire Greg Scroop who comes in to ball it up. Saints bench there. Well, Adelaide 5-1 here at Football Park, and the Saints haven't won since the Crows' first season, 91. That's when Plugger kicked 10. He's no longer here.
Brennan Everett again. Everett from behind flicks it on down. Bickley in front. Good hands to the run of Goodwin on the left foot to half forward. Rodham in front. Wakeland does the spoiling, but the Crows have got the numbers. Cook can't quite find the handle on the ball. Coming back hard at it is Caven for the Crows. Once again, it will be bounced. The Adelaide forwards are very aggressive at the ball. When it's loose at ground level, they don't mind diving in on it. 6 points the difference. Adelaide with the only goal. Wren down. Costa finds a little bit of space with the handball towards Cook. First game for the year onto the left foot. Just wobbles it in. McLeod, Young. Young does well. Beats McLeod a second time here this evening. Bounces to Harvey. Disposal number 6 to Robert Harvey. Up towards the wing. And Heatley takes the mark again. Quite prepared to come a long way down the ground from full forward.
Actual fact, Terry, all the forwards are getting right up the ground for St Kilda.
Sarakovsky. So he's still some 70 metres out from goal. Kicks. Here's the one-on-one contest. Thompson and Smart. Smart does it quite well. Connell's there to assist. Over the line in front of Aussie Jones. Boundary throw in forward pocket for the Saints.
It's interesting to see Andrew Thompson. He's been a midfielder pushing forward goal kicker for St Kilda, but I think he's probably going to be using a negative role to try and not allow Nigel Smart that rebound attack from the half-back line that we know that he can produce.
Currently 12 degrees, getting down to 10 tonight. It's a pretty ideal night for football. Bit of a breeze, though, going down the ground from left to right as we watch it. And Malcolm Blight talked about the plans he had in store for the big guns for St Kilda. Robert Harvey is a headache. How do you stop him? 6 possessions already. Kim Costa is playing on him, and Costa gets a kick there. And so he's going all right as well. Costa's had 5, Harvey's had 6. Winmar's hand pass to Burke. Kick by Burke. Oh, in the goal square, Heatley.
You can only do that in a van you can walk through. The Mitsubishi Express walkthrough. Now only $27,990. Drive away.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. You could win one of 75 Gran Turismo PlayStation packs with a TV and cool games. So do whatever you can to get to McDonald's.
So Jason Heatley gets goal number 40 for the season. And most importantly for tonight, St Kilda's first. Back at the centre bounce, Sarakovsky in ruck with Pittman. Means Everett and Wren both off the ball together. Half back for the Saints. Wakeland, Shane Wakeland runs it on out towards half forward. Jamieson, caught from behind, takes the mark this time though.
Yeah, Everett's gone to full forward and Wren's with him at full back.
Jamison's kick taken by Brown. He should really now try and reach Everett. Everett's on the lead, needs to honour it, he doesn't. He's missed that one, he's held it up here. The St Kilda forward line really out of sorts just now. They've waited too long, now gone towards Heatley. Hart right there with him. Jones, can he gather it before the line? He can't. He'll be thrown in half forward. Neil Curley.
Yes, you have to say the Saints have opened very, very well. They're attacking the ball hard. They're moving with the ball into the breeze. Is better than the Crows are playing at this stage.
Rashuto running with Nathan Burke in the foreground there. Rashuto fresh from 32 possessions last week. Thompson gets the hand pass forward. Off the ground, Sirakoski. Pittman over the ball. Heatley working hard. Thompson on the dive to Harvey. Centering kick is beautiful from Robert Harvey, the Rolls Royce. And he finds Zilla. Zilla too far out, I reckon, to score into this breeze. He pops it up for Everett. He's got the chance and had the break on Wren.
Isn't that an interesting situation when two ruckmen actually play against each other? As we know, Everett's more ruckman plays forward. Wren usually not a one-on-one situation in the defensive part of the ground. Quite often you'll find the player that plays forward and is versatile enough to find the footy does create a lot of problems for the defensive unit.
Everett's kicked 34 for the season, not that far behind Heatley. 40 metres out. I'm not sure. Offline, he hooked it for a behind.
No doubt, Drew, this is a tactic of Stan Ells, knowing that St Kilda, in the absence of Stewie Lowe, who was a valuable contributor the last time they met in round 3. Lowe did kick 4 goals, but Peter Everett might be used and might see him in front of goal a major percentage of the night.
Well, I think if Sean Wren needs to be his opponent, I certainly would go with it too.
Yeah, for sure. What a shot and kick. That was an absolute shocker from Jamison. And it wobbled and dipped and went out of bounds without being touched. The Saints have it just outside 50 with Winmar.
Maybe Caven might be the man actually has to go back eventually, Terry.
Winmar short. Berg couldn't take it. Smart was very good. No hesitation to spoil there from Nigel Smart. Adelaide have the best back line of the competition this year statistically. And Nigel Smart, an important part of that.
Saints wins interstate with the Eagles at Subiaco. And they beat Sydney by 100 at the SCG.
Wren on the left foot. Gets the ball to the wing. McLeod and Young again. Harvey steps away from Costa on the left foot. It's a good kick. Heatley can't quite stretch enough. The bounce favours him. Turns around and too lazily. Just dropped in concentration. The goal was sitting there begging. Everett was actually standing in the square. Could have received the handball. And he's made a real meal of this one, Jason. Kicking. It didn't work again. 2 in a row now. Tony Brown chipped in there just to take the mark. Just inside 50, so sends the ball back with a good, strong kick. That's not a bad kick at all. That's a goal.
10 out of 10.
When you've got a job to do, the best way to get 10 out of 10 results is teamwork. That's why, with help from the teams at Mitre 10 at Wattle, you'll not only be a winner, you'll also be helping to support South Australia's favourite sons, the Adelaide Crows.
We got that.
And that's gotta feel good.
Mitre 10 out of 10 every time.
What makes that worse is they were kicking in with the breeze. They've given it to the opposition who've kicked a goal into the breeze. Tony Brown, what a goal that was. Working hard, Pittman, but he's given it up. Harvey streams out of the middle. Good distance into the breeze. Mark fumbled back there. Chance for the Saints. Everett was hovering. Burke at ground level. Missed with the hand pass. Stevens. Zilla. And he's holding it. Stephen Zilla. And the free kick goes to Stevens. Mark Stevens, formerly of North Melbourne, in the defensive 50. Saints lead by 8 points. Stevens to centre wing. Prosciutto couldn't quite handle a throw-in.
Very important to do stop-play situation. Robert Harvey, certainly the player. Last week he accumulated 35 to 36 possessions, but 50% of those possessions were in this part of the ground when the ball boundary throw-in occurs or the central umpire bounces the ball.
Well, there he goes again, Mick. Another one, and he's won the free kick as Robert Harvey.
You just have to tighten up in that part of the ground because he's very good in congestion, works his way through the traffic, and that's when he really gets the ball forward.
Kick to half forward. Ball, he's going to have to push and shove. Does do all of that. spills on out the back. Mitchell keeps it alive with a little toe poke forward. Brown's running onto it. Should have shepherded and allowed Brown through. Instead creates the wall, and the Crows run it away. Cook to McLeod. 2 players. Part of the 7 changes the Crows line up here tonight. Give it to another one of the changes. Jamison, his kick to centre half forward. Wakeland dropping back, takes it. Darryl Wakeland gives it to Winmar. 20 P's last week for Nicky. Beautiful kick to the outer side. Beatley, a roving option in the forward line to date. Beckett running from the back line all the way to half forward. Kicks towards Everett, kicks too high. Wren back. Doesn't like those boundary line contests. Got out of that one a little bit better than he did at the G. And Jarman takes the mark. His first touch. It's not a baddie on the left. Out wide and finds Stevens.
Stevens just forward of centre wing. The Saints have 2 goals into the breeze. The Crows just 1 with it. Centre of the ground. Young's been good. He's had a purple patch for about a month. Jarman goes back with the hand pass. Twisting and turning Connell. Inside the 50. Rodman. Slick hand pass out to McLeod. Welcome back the medalist, and McLeod kicks the goal.
Ready? Hey, look, this carton of Southwark Bitter
with 4 bonus stubbies.
$26.99. Shoot. McCullum Scotch Whisky.
$19.99. Seaview Cabernet Sauvignon.
$10.99. Great drop with pasta.
Get 2 bottles of Coke for $5.49.
And get this free Super Sipper.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local Sip and Save.
So Andrew McLeod, who's been troubled by knee and leg injuries for the majority of this season, gets his first. 2 goal scorers for the Crows, but here come the Saints again. Harvey from the centre bounce. Wren attacks the ball, does a good job of it too. Beatley's there, wrapped hard up in the tackle, and the umpire comes into balance. Neil.
I couldn't believe that centre square setup then. There wasn't one Crows player on the attack side. The ball went straight to Harvey, who cleared it with no opposition.
You should always have at least one man covering either side. The Saints have got it forward. Mitchell across the body, across the shoulder. It's a quiet stadium. He's got it.
There, and isn't it important to get goal side of your direct opponent when you're only 25 to 30 metres out from your goal? The Adelaide Crows defender wasn't goal side of Gavin Mitchell on that occasion, gave him too much latitude between himself and his own goal. As we see here, Mitchell ran forward to the contest, unopposed, no body contact actually against him, ran into an easy regulation snapshot on goal. Bad defensive play by the Adelaide Crows team. Here's the same situation again as we look at the screen. Got one Adelaide Crows player on the attacking side.
Pittman wins down to Rasciuto. Well done by Campbell, but he's lost it. Cook. Thompson for St Kilda. No room to move. Again he gets it. Pittman intercepts. Well done by the big fella. Back to Rasciuto. Inside the 50, and Caven marks right in front, 45 metres out. Well, the Crows need to take advantage of every situation like this. The breeze at their back, and a lead at this stage to the Saints of 8 points. Well, if they'd been running the opposite direction, this is probably the equivalent to about a 5-goal lead already for St Kilda. So Caven needs to kick this goal. Perfect.
Australians are $9.5 billion in credit card debt. On Monday, we expose the credit card traps and pitfalls.
Could end up paying through the nose.
There are tips on how to save money. Plus, we tell you the best value cards around on 7 Nightly News.
Monday helps solve a young man's murder.
For the sake of my family.
This mystery woman holds the key.
He never had a chance to protect himself.
Desperate parents need our help.
Please call the police.
Australia's Most Wanted, Monday.
Good play.
So a goal for goal first quarter. The emergency umpire and umpire Greg Scroot just exchanging a joke, perhaps about the quality of the ball. Did they actually change the ball there?
It's interesting to see too now, Terry. I think important decision here by Malcolm Blight. Looks like Matt Connell's come off a wing who was running with Aussie Jones. He looks like he's gone to the centre square and will be opposed to Robert Harvey. Costa's come to a wing.
So this has been the important situation all night. St Kilda win it again. They push forward. Rennie's attacking the ball very well out of that last line of defence. Very confidently. It's an impressive start from him against Everett. Risciuto uses Connell. His long kick towards half forward. The lead there from Rodden doesn't quite get to him. Young does well backing back. Has his hands full with McLeod. Oh, Winmar met very heavily from Jarman. Didn't see him coming. There's a loose ball here for the Crows. Eccles can't get away. They tied up the Saints.
Terrific contest this. Both sides having a red-hot go at the footy when the chance comes. Just a good awareness there by Winmar. He knew the body was going to be laid, but Jarman's got to lay the tackle rather than the bump in that situation. Would have been holding the ball for sure.
35 metres out from goal for the Crows. They've pushed it within 15. McLeod can't get through. Young defence for the Saints. It's under pressure. It's out on the full. So the Adelaide forwards really working like defenders and putting extreme pressure on the St Kilda backs.
And that was Caven once again, defensively minded, knew that he had to really lay the tackle. Through his efforts, the Vardy's got a shot on goal. He can kick those.
And the breeze will help move it in. Only about 30 metres out from goal. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. It's so close, it's just about there. Great goal.
Yeah, he's a terrific kick, is Peter Vardy, as we've seen him so often do in the tight situation. He's just beautifully balanced, relaxed kick at goal. His technique, his head's directly over the line of his leg. When you've got the right technique and you kick through the line of the ball, percentages say it will go straight. Peter Vardy is a terrific advocate for that.
So the Crows back in front. They lead by 4 points. A switch made on Robert Harvey after about the 20-minute mark. Within 20 minutes he had 10 possessions. The Crows come forward again. Bickley going the right way for the Crows. Keeps on going. Follows up. Shane Wakeland claims the mark. It barely went 10 metres, but he is awarded the mark by the umpire. Wide to Burke across the half-back line. Nathan Burke has it. Pokes it over the top. Young's been pretty good, but McLeod has kicked the goal. Young has it centre wing. Up towards half-forward. Kick didn't carry. This boy's made an impressive debut, Andrew Eccles, playing his 13th game in his first season. Punch forward by Wakeland, straight to Bickley. Kick smothered, it slews into the centre square. Costa, now out on the wing. Risciuto cuts on the pace. Risciuto goes long to an open goal square. Watch it! Offline.
He's certainly a penetrating player, isn't he, Terry? Exciting to watch Risciuto. He runs straight at the goals, and that's what you've got to do when you've got a fair amount of penetration in your play, not only with leg speed, but the way you can kick the ball.
He's just so hard and strong at the game, not just the ball, but the whole game. And really, he was a player who didn't play in the final series last year because of groin problems. And that's one of the marked improvements that Adelaide can take into the finals this year. Smart. Very good mark. And he picked up a little bit of confidence in the last few minutes. They're attacking the goal square now. Floats on over the back towards the boundary line and beat Ziller over in a boundary throw-in. Stephen Ziller, a former South Australian, but here's Nigel Smart up and over the contest. And most importantly, landed on his feet, was ready to go. So the Crows have a boundary throw-in in their forward pocket. Brings it back to the near side. Bickley back into the contest, can't get it out, and it will be bounced.
St Kilda would have to be relatively happy with his first 20 minutes of play. It's a crucial last 4 minutes here. They really have to consolidate their jump into the game. Not allowed to concede Adelaide Crows goals in this part of the ground.
Wren, but it's taken by Burke and Harvey. Back towards their centre half-back position. Smacked back by Pittman. It's still dangerous for the Saints. Goodwin can't get away. Campbell barges his way through the contest. Tosses on up the half-forward. Beatley again from full forward, a long way out. Ball can't take the ball. There's no one back for either side behind this contest. But Adelaide with numbers win out. Stevens to Risciuto. He'll take another bounce at least. He should even attack the goal square from that far out. He does do it. It's going to be a contest. 20 metres out. Wren, Everett does the roving. Curls it back around towards space. Bounces out wide. Eccles will win the race. Gathers. Has time to size it all up. Comes in short to Pittman.
This is terrific cat and mouse tactics by the four big fellas on the field. It's Pittman and Wren trying to push forward as much as they can, trying to get Sirakowski and Wren out of their dangers, Everett out of their area on the ground.
Pittman's got Jarman. Ian Turn's got Eccles. Ian Turn's met by Burke. So 15 metres out, Andrew Eccles. Just good, quick thinking by Jarman. You should never have the ball stay still in your forward line. Always be watching, looking for options. Jarman picked that one up.
Just a beautifully weighted kick too for Eccles to receive. Wasn't too high, didn't have to wait under the flight of the footy for that long. Promising player, this young kid, Andrew Eccles.
Has a bag of 4 goals against his name already this season. Kicked a couple on 3 occasions. Here's his first tonight.
6:30 Sunday, the biggest dare ever.
Been dared to co-pilot the most up-to-date jet fighter in the world.
An accountant turns Top Gun fighter pilot.
She must get through 8G. Most blackout at 6.
A Who Dares Win special. Then at 7, Home Improvements Brad joins Soul Man.
Your dad was putting a skylight in your room?
Yeah, he put a hole in the roof when he was mowing the lawn.
And when the girlfriends are snuck over,
Dad, you're never gonna get it.
Neither will you as long as I keep coming home on time.
Soul Man and Play for Paradise with Coca-Cola. Sunday at 7 on 7.
Well, the Saints were on top until about 5 minutes ago, but the Crows have really hit back hard and lead by 11 points. 2.5 minutes remaining in the opening term. Burke scrambles a kick out across the ground. Sits on its point. Ozzie Jones hasn't been in the play yet. Here he is, number 5. He's over it. He's not doing a lot to get it out. He's holding it. Ozzie, you've got to do better than that.
It's been a tough year for Ozzie, hasn't it? It's
has been a frustrating year, like he hasn't touched the footy as yet.
Smart takes the free kick with distance on the breeze to the 50. Cave in front of the pack. That ball's held in there, and the umpire will ball it up. Neil Curley.
Yeah, one of the turning points in this last bit has been Stevens, the centre half back. He's picked up 4 clearances there.
Stevens playing on Hall. The 2 ruckmen now on the ball, and it's a very open forward line for St Kilda, but the ball's not going there either. McLeod overruns. Mitchell's in there with the red boots. The umpire will ball it up again. Stanells down in the dugout for the closing couple of minutes of this opening term. Well, I think he'd be happy with the first 20 minutes or so, but since then they've put the clamps on Harvey. He hasn't had a touch for about the last 10 minutes. And the game has swung as a result. Heatley and Sirakowski there. Beaten to it by Goodwin. Beautiful kick by Goodwin. Buckley. Centre wing. Last minute of the opening term.
has plenty of options but decides to go long. So right at centre forward the contest forms. It's at ground level. Everett's back there. Works with Wakelin and then with Wingmar. The Saints keep the ball to this near side, but just too easily. Stevens. No, there's a free kick back where the ball came from. So Wingmar to take the free kick. You would assume that advantage was paid, and the umpire then deemed it wasn't an advantage, so it comes back. Wingmar has a second go at it. Finds Campbell. The outer side. Peckett. Attempted mark. Does well at ground level. Then scoots away with it. And tosses it up to both Heatley and Jamison running back. Surely the umpire saw that. He did. Heatley just bodied out of it there by Jamison. And then in frustration grabs the jumper. And umpire coach right in the right position to pick it up. Smart carrying the ball down the outer side. A couple of bounces. A little bit nonchalantly there towards half. Struggles to pick it up, then eventually does it. Handball not a good one. They've dropped off the pace here just a little bit, the Crows, just in this last 30 seconds. haven't handled it all that well. They need to fix it on up. Hart does it, but not before the siren blows. So an opening quarter that Malcolm Blight initially wouldn't have been all that happy with, but in the latter stages surely might have been.
And there have been 8 goals kicked by 8 different goal kickers. And at quarter time, it's Adelaide 5-2, St Kilda 3-3.
Sunday, if you want more than explosions, shootouts and murders,
Then how about something a little more divine?
hello. Get set to spirit away those winter blues. Sunday night, join the party
I'm turn you guys into a choir.
with Whoopi Goldberg,
Now I'm undercover again.
Kathy Najimy,
Needs a prayer.
and a hit after hit soundtrack. Sing along with Sister Act 2, Sunday 8:30 on 7.
The Mitsubishi Express has loading doors on both sides. The competition doesn't. The Mitsubishi Express, working man's best friend.
With your normal home loan, you could pay off your home in around 25 years. But with Money for Life from Bank SA, you could pay off your home in around 7 years. And that leaves plenty of time and money to spend on the kids, buy a new car, extend the house, pay for private school, maybe even see the world. Money for Life.
The Bank of South Australia.
Is your phone becoming a brick? Want to trade it in for a new slim model? Check out the great range available at Adelaide's largest Telstra premium dealer, HTR Communications, in Stepney, Mile End, Elizabeth, Marion and Tea Tree Plaza.
Adelaide's leather revolution happening right now. Every lounge, full grain leather all over. Without doubt, the very best value money can buy. And at the lowest price, or it's free. Only at Discount Lounge Centre Superstore, 23 Anzac Highway, Keswick.
Only for the fries, only for the chicken, fish, and hot apple pies. Only for the kids, only for the dads, only for the moms, only for the grams, only for the good times. Only McDonald's.
Football Park by night. The lights are on and everyone's at home. And we're set for an exciting second term in a moment. But the first quarter certainly belonged to the Adelaide Crows. At quarter time, Adelaide 5-2-32. St Kilda 3-3-21. Goals to the Crows to Connell, McLeod, Vardy, Eccles and Caven. For St Kilda, Brown, Mitchell and Heatley. The 1998 AFL Premiership season brought to you by Telstra, making life easier. Victoria Bitter for a hard-earned thirst. Cadbury Mark of the Year, McDonald's Double Quarter Pounder with Cheese, and Mitsubishi Motors, the award-winning Magna.
And Neil Curley has a special guest with him.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Well, Darryl, a bit of a slow start, but back in it then.
Yeah, the boys fought back well. Malcolm just thought we needed to take a couple extra chances now, even because you can score into this breeze, so it should be a good quarter.
So he's going to attack this quarter?
Certainly will be.
Good luck. Back to you, Root.
Thanks, girls. In the first quarter, Mark Rasciuto had 8 possessions. Robert Harvey had 10, but he got them all in the first 20 minutes. Widmar 7. And Andrew Thompson, no kicks but 6 handballs. During the first term, Everett went to full forward, Wren went with him for a period of about 7 or 8 minutes. They started and finished the term on the ball, and they're starting the second quarter opposed on the ball. Crows lead by 11 points after having had the breeze in the first term. Everett wins the first one. The bounce certainly favoured him. Aussie Jones overran it again. Can't get near it, Aussie, at the moment. Burke's kick smothered. Oh, well played by Kim Costa. Rashudo another touch. Puts it wide to Eccles. This boy raised in Melbourne as he settled into the Crows. Kick forward. Couldn't quite take the mark up there. Vardy picks a tackle. Peter Vardy. Offline and missed from about 20 metres out.
Just in the end, he hit that ball a little bit too hard on that left foot, didn't he? He just needed to perhaps pull it back, make it a 70-75% kick, rather than hitting as hard as he did.
Terrific handball by Rashudo to give the width to Eccles to use the ball effectively. It's what you've got to do when you get some time and space for your teammates to make it an effective ball use.
I mean, that's been the real change in football, hasn't it, Mick? This sort of the lateral use of the ball across the ground, looking to set up a forward option. So St Kilda do that now, but they get Peckett on the outer side. Kicks to the wing. Robbins balls it from Wakeland down to ground level. Wakeland comes back again. Foster at the bottom of the ball. Started the game with Harvey. Wakeland over the top of Rashudo. Zilla gives it to Harvey on the left foot. Pushing back. Hart couldn't take it. Mitchell there to tackle him. Brown's in amongst it all, and again it'll be bounced. Tony Modra sitting the interchange bench there with Clay Sampson, and also down at that level, Neil Curley.
Yes, obviously the St Kilda team discussed their tactics in the box before the first quarter, because they have these people just go to the little groups. There must be definite instructions from Stan Alves.
Sometimes pre-planning can come unstuck. They've lost the football there. Smart gains possession. They're in half forward. Low tackle on McLeod, but he got the hand pass away to Robran. Robran tries to centre, and successfully. Vardy just underneath the ball. It's punched to the front. Chance for the Rovers. Andrew McLeod, magnificent pickup. Oh, look at this. Oh, just offline. That would have been a goal and a half. What a player he is.
Just so balanced when he picks up the ground level ball. Most players, just through the surety, they just take their speed off when they attack the ball just by that little 10 or 15%. But McLeod attacks the ball 100 mile an hour. He's just so balanced and correct in his approach that he can do the more or less the impossible.
So the first 3 minutes of the second quarter belong to the Crows. They're doing all the attacking. Everett was the target. Connell does the roving at the back. Support from Goodwin. He's left footer, so it favours him. Kicks well into the pocket. Jarman, one go out on the left hand. Young, Harvey, hemmed in against the boundary line, but gets out as he more often than not does, and finds Winmar. A little bit of space and time for Nicky. Kicks forward, not really favouring it. Peatley nearly gets there to take the mark. Fumbles it in the end. The Crows. Quick exchange of hands. Rashudo finds Bickley. He with a great pass to Jarman.
And that's just terrific to see, Terry, isn't it? Rashudo could have initially just blazed away and kicked to a contest long, but he just assessed his options on the way through, chipped the ball to break up play to give the forwards an extra dimension to work with. That's the reason why Jarman got that 3 or 4 metre break on his direct opponent in Hudson. Good play.
So it started with a quick exchange of handballs at half-back. Stevens was involved in that with Hart. Now it's with Jarman. 8-1 last week. Behind here now. 5-5-35, St Kilda 3-3-21. The Saints need to pick one up. It's not going to be out of this one because Costa comes over the top. But here's Jones. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. This is what he likes to do. Needs to finish it up with a good kick. It is a good one towards Heatley. A little over top of him. Has it. Boundary line, drags it around. Can Nicky get there? Nicky lets it go. That's a great kick from Heatley. He's grabbed the goal.
In this weekend's Sunday Mail, we're giving away the first of 8 magazines which reveal the untold story of Princess Diana. You can collect the entire series free all next week, with a new issue appearing in the Advertiser each day. They're superbly written by a journalist who became Diana's trusted friend. So if you want to know the whole story, make sure you collect all 8 free magazines, starting inside this weekend's Sunday Mail.
Jason Heatley, the first player tonight to kick 2 goals. Margin back to 8 points. In the middle, Connell wins a hard ball. Up to centre half forward. Excellent mark taken by Darryl Wakeland. Through Burke it goes. On to Campbell. Bouncing at centre wing. Thompson. Jones does the shepherding, but he lets them through to get to him. And it's a push in the back. It's going to be a free kick to Thompson.
And that's about right too. And Thompson was the one trying to make the play, initiate something for the Saints.
It's his first kick after 6 handballs in the first quarter. Wren gets back there to build the wall and take the mark. Everett was in the area, but wasn't in the contest. And gee, there'd be some money spent on both these big fellas for the Brownlow medal this year. This is a head-to-head contest tonight, and it could go a long way to deciding the contest. Very close to the boundary line, and off hands, out of bounds, up at centre wing. Neil Curley?
Yeah, no change on the interchange bench at quarter time, but 2 changes coming up here for the Crows now. James and Tyson getting ready to come on.
Modra cooling his heels for a while.
Yes.
Sirakoski against Pittman in ruck. Comes down to Zilla, who was over here a few weeks ago representing South Australia against Western Australia. Tonight playing against a lot of his teammates on that night. Simon Goodwin takes the mark for the Crows at half-back. Unmarked in the centre is Stevens, who's galloped up from half-back, dashing away from Hall. Stevens gives it off to Hart. The Crows moving it well into the breeze in the second term. Jarman lets it go to Caven, and Caven misses away to the left for a behind. Well, they could be letting the Saints off the hook here in the first 5 minutes of the second term.
Yeah, just had time to balance, didn't he, Terry? He just rushed it a little bit. It's the reason why the ball was sort of slewed off the side of his hook. But it's interesting to see Costa's come off the ground, and now James Tyson's come on the ground for his first run of the night. Obviously using the gating role on Aussie Jones on that outer wing.
One of the problems for St Kilda, Mick, is at centre half forward, where Neil Curley mentioned before how Mark Stevens has done so well. He's not only holding up the St Kilda attacks, but he's being able to turn it back around the Crows' way very, very quickly as Stevens. So he's been very good at that part of the ground. Another change, so Jamison, the player, coming off, and Brett James on for his first run. Forward pocket here for the Crows. Burke just across the body. It's going to stay in the field. It plays it. No, it doesn't. It's floated across with the breeze. So James just on the ground. Handballs to Risciuto. Kicks long. Caven couldn't take it. Nolke Bickley. McLeod steps in and around. Cook wobbles it in. Bounces off Jones's chest. Quick enough to gather it though. Uses the left foot. Has the player out wide. Pitches it out in front of there of Zilla and Peckett. Peckett takes it. Holds up. Uses Sirakoski. Carrying it from half-back. The kick's not a good one to half-forward. Floats over the top. Hart's getting back quickly. The player he's been for the Crows. Uses it very well. Hart and Smart. What a duo at half-back. They defend and they attack. Smart works with Risciuto. Out in the path of Eccles. He can go if he wants to. He wanted, but then chose not to. Kicks a good one. Wakeman gets into the spoil though. Thompson a little wide on the handball. Jones steps through. Didn't know the guy was behind him. Pressure kick, but he's found Nicky.
There's a great kick under pressure by Aussie Jones, who's coming into it in the second term. Winmar bounces up to the 50. Centering kick for Hickley.
That's when the rebound ball's on. It was Andrew Eccles who just actually tried to pinpoint Caven on the way through. The rebound ball, his direct opponent sitting back here on centre wing, as Nicky Winmar was. The St Kilda team got the ball out of the defensive area, rebounded quickly, found Winmar unopposed, in turn found the leading Heatley.
Winmar's had 9 possessions. Jason Heatley going for his 3rd goal. He has a breeze at his back. Distance not a problem, despite the fact it's 50 metres. Right goalpost. It comes back for a goal.
The kick out
out into the path of Bruce. He crashes past the tackler, then sets it up for Kelly. The bounce, it's favourable for the skipper. Hand pass over the top. Oh, not having to change stride as Banks, and he slots it through. Magnificent goal to the Swans, kicked by Banks. He's beat it, Freeman.
With an ANZ Visa footy card, you can score points with your favourite team.
Sensational play by the Swans, set up by their captain, Paul.
Jason Heatley with 3 goals, 2 of those in this second quarter. The only 2 goals of the quarter. Wren beats Everett on that occasion. Quick kick by Connell is up, then down. Young charged it. Harvey wins it again. Has some room to use his right foot. Uses it pretty well towards Zilla, but Smart just charges it down. Made the most of that last metre. Bickley works with Tyson. In short, they find Robin. Just that last metre that Smart made up to get the spoil on Zilla. You never concede possession at AFL football. The kick's not a very good one, but it's going to make something out of it. McLeod picks it up off his toes and marks it.
It's interesting, as you spoke, as Curls and yourself.
He's been making them holes here now.
Yeah, for sure. Terrific play there by Rashuda, but as you spoke about, intimated earlier, Terry, was Barry Hall breaking down across half forward. St Kilda reacted to that situation, brought Timmy Elliott onto the ground, and Barry Hall sitting down on the pine at this stage. Poor defensive tactics there by the St Kilda team. Nathan Burke's directly opposed to Rashudo in this quarter, and was for the last 15 minutes of the first quarter. He really has to tighten up in that situation.
Ball just 1 handball in 40 minutes.
So Rashudo came into the game averaging 23 disposals. This is number 13, and it's a gem. It's a goal to the close.
Hey, cowboy, get a haircut. Oh, look at good day, babe.
Crows 12 minutes to get their first goal of the quarter after kicking 4 behinds. Wren beats Everett in the middle. It comes to Winmar. Into Mitchell. Mitchell straight up the ground to Heatley. And in front, Zilla couldn't handle with 1 touch. Brown gets it forward to Burke. Somehow ducked through them. Zilla again. Curls it back towards the goals, but hooked it too far. Through for a behind. Argent 8 points. This game is going to seesaw all night. You get the feeling with the breeze pretty solidly from left to right as we're watching. And another poor kick in by the Crows. And it's let the Saints in here with Tim Elliott playing just his 10th game. Came from Gippsland Power. Had 3 seasons in the reserves before he got a run for the Saints this year. Breeze at his back, slightly left to right. Started too far left. In the goal square, Wren concedes a behind.
Yeah, terrific defensive tactic by Sean Wren. That's what the big fellas have got to do in that part of the ground. Get it across the goal line, concede the point, or even get it out of bounds. But that's terrific percentage play. Now they're in control of this situation. Hart can use the ball effectively.
Ben Hart has played 151 games out of a possible 155 since his debut in '92. It's a lot of good footy. Pittman couldn't take it, cooks it ground level, trying to get on out. Pittman, a second go free kick.
It's interesting just watching Aussie Jones. He's just sort of trying to pluck the ball rather than getting his line of the body through the line of the ball.
Well, here he comes again, Mick. Straightening things up here now. Decides to take one and can't do that. That's holding the ball. Once you bounce the ball, you've given up your first opportunity to get rid of the ball. So if you're tackled, that's holding the ball, and Tyson did do that.
What will that do for his confidence?
Not much.
Yeah, testing time for the young man. The quality player he is, he'll bounce back.
Cook floats the handball over the top to Hart. He across his body, centre half forward, holding on to Vardy by Peckett, is seen by the umpire Greg Scroop. Vardy quickly on. Here's the lead. It's going to get there. Jarman high on the shoulder, but it's let go. Here's McLeod. Runs in. McLeod's got it again.
An accident involving Blankton's car.
Oscar Blankton's?
But if he wasn't the one behind the wheel...
What time did you discover it missing?
Why is he acting so suspiciously?
I think he's lying.
Never.
Plus, it's the Bermuda Triangle of golf courses.
A lost ball's a lost ball.
While a difficult birth
Wonderful, Joe. Good girl.
helps Maggie see a side of Neil she'd almost forgotten. It's a special 2-hour episode of Heartbeat, 8:30 Monday on Adelaide's Channel 7.
Well, tonight it's not Jarman on the forward line doing all the damage. Andrew McLeod making a return from injury and just blitzing them up there. And pass back from Connell to Pittman. Goes with a tidy break now, leading by 13 points. And here's an Adelaide free kick. The threes are 10-5 in favour of the Crows.
And Alps is aware through of the importance Rashudo's had on this game in his first half. He's actually got Andrew Thompson now running with him in a real negating role.
Pretty proud from that forward line. The ball just flooded up there, the Crows. Caven puts it to the top of the goal square. Oh, smart up very high. Kick over to Pat Vardy, who was smothered off the boot and then rushed through for a behind. So they lead by 14 points. They led by just 11 at quarter time. So they're outscoring the Saints into the breeze in this second term.
Young comes in short. Gets it to Zilla. Back to Young. A little untidily, but he makes something of it. Long forward handball to Mitchell. Tries to get through. In a little bit of trouble. Sirakoski. He can get out. Takes advantage. You better kick it, mate. Does under the pressure of Bickley's chase. And the chase from Bickley was enough. Was enough to kick the fall towards Hart. He turns it back to Crow's way. A little short on Rodman. Back to Stevens, who's been controlling centre half back very well since midway through the first quarter. And Rashudo on the outer side. Had 11 kicks, 2 handballs and 3 marks. Short to Bickley, gets him. So right on 50 is Mark Bickley. Just gets down to this one and really stretched that hamstring of that right leg. So here he goes, the kick towards the top of the square. Eccles flew. It's down at ground level. Pittman's doing the roving. There's a free kick. Back in the contest to Andy McLeod. Being taken out of the contest as the ball was in the air. And the crowd acknowledging McLeod's return to the side. A packed house here at Football Park. Has kicked 2, 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Did kick 6 in round 2 earlier in the year. But now back from injury. Deliberately bangs it through. 3 goals to Andy McLeod. No. Well, to you all, I do apologise.
2 goals, 3. He's been absolutely phenomenal, but he could have really hurt the Saints even more than he has. Nine possessions to McLeod. 15-point lead to the Crows. Here's the pack. Here's a chance for Aussie. Got a bit of room. But Smart is not slow. And Nigel Smart beats him. Magnificent football. Spears it in the direction of Bickley, who works hard. Rodman, it's flicked out brilliantly. It comes to Connell on the run from 45. Breeze gets hold of it and takes it left. Oh, Nigel Smart.
Yeah, terrific play through the outer wing, but it just goes to show when a player's down on confidence as Aussie Jones is, he tried to do the impossible. He's just got to get out of the percentages here. Should have kicked the ball forward. That's all he should have done. Cleared the area. Decided to take on Nigel Smart. Got him underneath the fly to the footy, and the rebound ball was on. Luckily enough, Matthew Connell didn't kick truly for goal.
He's having a bit of a nightmare, Oz.
It's at least the second time tonight he's been run down. Oh, Waitland has made a real mess of this one. Gives Cook the chance. Brings it back around to the top of the square. McLeod, another go at it. Now that is 3 now.
Taken everything.
From the pen of Linda LaPlante comes a blockbuster mini-series event.
I want the killers of my babies as badly as you want the killers of your sons.
A story of power, passion, and the taste of sweet revenge.
We must hate.
No one is ever gonna frighten us again!
Vanessa Redgrave, Nastasia Kinski, Jennifer Tilly, and Dennis Farina.
We're asking you to be head of the family.
The premiere of Linda LaPlante's Bella Mafia, coming soon to Channel 7.
3 goals, 7 to 2-2 in this quarter. So they've had 10 scoring shots into the breeze, the Crows, in this term. Harvey gets it for the Saints. They need to make every post a winner here. Heatley. But it comes outside 50. Sock it away towards the boundary line. Well played by Goodwin. And he gets the ball up towards centre wing.
I think a major reason why this has really turned around is because the efforts of Matthew Connell on Robert Harvey. He's kept him to only 2 possessions since he went to him in the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. Terrific defensive play by Matthew Connell.
Shudo to Eccles. Bickley's here, getting run from Connell. Connell pumps it long into the breeze. Inside half-forward, Jarman's in the chop. It comes to Vardy at the front. Hurdles a would-be tackler. Peter Vardy an open goal. The Crows on fire.
Looked like he was in a Grand National. Timmy Watson of years ago, Drew, for sure. Sensational play by both their front and square to the contest. This is just inspirational play. They are certainly back to their best. They're playing chock full of confidence, as we see here. Vardy hurdles the oncoming traffic. Wakeman was the player, had the poise, the presence of mind. Good talk by his teammate, allowing him to run directly into the open goal. That is just inspirational stuff.
Two goals for Peter Vardy. That's 49 in the career, but more importantly, Adelaide have kicked the last 4. And as Drew said, they are on fire here. Here they come again. Connell out of the centre bounce. Up towards Jarman with Hodgson. Vardy again. He's found some room. He's moved around onto the right. He's opened up the goal face. He's kicked another. They are just pounding him.
Terry, this is a potent sort of ground level forward line. When you've got the likes of Jarman and McLeod and Vardy, who are very good at ground level play, but the most important thing, their centre square's restructured. They're playing man on man, or actually St Kilda did on that occasion, knowing that they have to try to stem the tide. But Vardy, just terrific traffic, terrific awareness through traffic. Had a couple of players on. McLeod was out wide, Jarman was short, but decided to kick the goal himself. That's what confidence does to you. Terrific play.
Well, Matthew Young started well for the Saints, but firstly, McLeod was getting goals on him, and now Vardy. So, no matter how many possessions he gets, his opponents aren't allowed to kick goals, and they're getting plenty. Neil Curley.
Yeah, Drew, we heard from Darryl Hart at quarter time that Malcolm Blight, courageous decision. He set his plans up to attack into the breeze this quarter, and it certainly paid dividends.
But sometimes, Curl, attacking into the breeze is far easier because you're more concentrating on carrying the ball, running it and spinning it. They've used it very well up into it.
They certainly have, Terry.
Pittman and Sirakoski tries to putt with a crowbar by the umpire. Whoa, Wren! They met him head on, and Wren wins the free kick. The Frees are now 12-5 in favour of the Crows. Connor inside 50. Vardy again. A punch by Young this time, straight up in the air. Gives Vardy another chance. And that will be a ball up as umpire Greg Scroop comes in to throw it into the turf. Just under 5.5 minutes to go to half-time. And look at this, a 34-point lead to the Crows. Well, they're fresh off 2 losses here at home. Well, 1 at home, 1 away by a point and 4 points. And have they hit back here tonight? Here's Young. Facing a torrent. Matt Young. Everett. Hasn't been a power, hasn't been a force. He's bowled over here, and the umpire's going to come in and ball it up.
And they are just under siege, Drew. Defensive tackling and the defensive pressure by the Adelaide Crows team. Not only are they winning the ball, but when the opposition has got it, they're ruthless in their attack to try and dispossess the opposition and get it back in their own claw.
That just about made his dreadlocks stand on end.
It's interesting to see Stephen Villas now being given the job trying to curve Andrew McLeod across half forward. Young initially had the job, but he's been taken from McLeod, being placed on Barty.
So Greg Spruit bounces the ball. Wren gets it down. Comes the Crows ways off the ground. Beveridge, first one at it for the Saints. A little slow. The tackle from Jama was good. Harvey works with Hudson. They relieve. Perhaps only momentarily because of the way the Crows have rebounded. Keep the boot down, mate. The way in which the Crows have rebounded from half-back has been very good. Brett Knowles on for his first run, number 36. Matthew Young off. Eccles to James. Quick, sharp hands. Finds Connell, who finds space. Couple of bounces, allows him to run to centre half forward. Kick to about 25 metres out from goal. Jarman just took his eyes off it. Knowles gets his first touch, but gives it to Wren. Is it still alive? It's out of bounds. Boundary throwing 5 metres around from the behind post. And the St Kilda player there very slow to get up. It looks like Shane Wakeland, who just here gets bowled over. The boundary throw-in. Knowles pushes on out wide. Tyson centres the ball. Not enough, and it goes through for just the one behind.
We actually didn't see what happened to Wakeland. He's obviously in a bit of trouble down there because he hasn't really got up. They've called for the extra stretcher now, so there will be a halt in play.
Yep, just as he goes in there, collision with Andy McLeod's elbow. So nothing untoward by either player.
We talked about the importance of the ruck contest. It's interesting here. Wren's had 7 possessions, Everett's had 6, and they've only taken 1 mark each.
It's interesting. They're playing a little bit of cat and mouse, Drew, and they're running themselves out of different positions. Normally they'd be playing the conventional role. Sean Wren would actually be playing it, and he reads the ball so well, but they're trying to impose each other's wills in trying to get into usable spots on the way through. Curls.
Yeah, there's a point there to be made with the breeze. It's a bit hard for the high flyers tonight, and it certainly is bringing the ground level players in with a lot more opportunities at that level. And of course, we've seen the likes of Harvey, McLeod, these real ground level boys really featuring.
Well, Aussie Jones's nightmare can cease for a while because he goes to the bench and he'll have a bit of a think about things in the remaining few minutes of this first half. Maybe come back better in the third quarter.
Just on the Harvey Connell one too, Drew, it's interesting to see that actually Connell's had 10 and 4 up to this stage of the game. Harvey's had 12 and 2, but it just comes back down to who's winning the ball in the midfield. It's Connell. He's a very smart player, knows the percentage time when to run off his opponent and find the ball himself, but also when the opposition have got the ebb and flowing in their game, he knows when to be defensively minded. Exciting contest to watch, actually.
Well, the good-looking Wakeland twins, they've had a tough time of it this year. Here's Shane being carted off on a stretcher, and Darryl's gone off a few times this year with his nose spread across his face. So they'll still look identical, both with noses going everywhere.
But in the same breath, St Kilda would not like to lose either one of them because they have been the cornerstone of the defence for St Kilda right throughout this season. Shane having played every game and Darryl just missing the one. Been very important along with Maxie Hudson. But tonight they've been under siege. It's been the Adelaide side that have rebounded from half-back, carried the ball very well through their midfield. And the pressure they've put on the St Kilda defence has really been in around the 30-metre radius of goal, so that any contest, any mark or ground level ball was always going to potentially be a goal. And Adelaide have gone about that. They've kicked 10 of them. 10-10, that's 20 scoring shots to St Kilda 5-5. That is some degree of control at this stage. St Kilda to the outer side. Harvey, another possession. Kicks on out wide. Hall. Stevens leads him. Handballs. James steps over the line. Centre bounces have really gone Adelaide's way. 12 to Adelaide, 5 to St Kilda. And that's where they've been their most dangerous. They've set up much from there. Wren, who's consistently had front position on Everett, does it again with Burke at ground level. Back around, Everett got off. Wren there, gives himself a chance. Couldn't make much of it. And Stevens just covers the ball over the line. Former Gippsland player. Quite a few out there tonight. Timmy Elliott from the under-18s at Gippsland. Mark Stevens. And so is Brett Knowles. Wren with the right-hander, Ashudo. Can't get away. Thompson's the tackler. Comes back at it again. Gets a quick kick. Just scraps on out to McLaren. Joe McLaren just on the ground at Burke. Tries to get through Tyson. Has to go to the boundary side. Finds Thompson from 55 metres out. Goes towards the square. Goes long. They needed a goal. They've got behind. So 34 points is the lead to Adelaide and Neil.
Yes, bad knock to the head. A little bit groggy down in the rooms. Maybe okay. We'll have to wait and see.
Shane Wakely. As Hart kicks in, finds Connell still in the back pocket. Under 3 minutes to half time. And the Crows nearly double the Saints score. St Kilda second on the ladder and looking to redeem themselves after last year's fade out in the second half against the Crows in the grand final. But I'm afraid they've been blitzed here in the second quarter by the Crows. Been 5 goals to 2 in this quarter, and Adelaide are kicking into the breeze. Throw in half forward for the Saints. Everett works to the front of Wren, but Wren's beaten him in most ruck contests tonight. It comes to Beveridge, who didn't have time to breathe. Bickley along the line. It's just gone over. Vardy under pressure from Beveridge. Mark Bickley with a bit of a limp. Crow skipper. Well, they've certainly gone forward more than the Saints did in the first quarter. At one stage, St Kilda didn't have a player forward of the centre circle in the first quarter. Well, Adelaide have got plenty. So they have gone on the attack in the breeze in this turn. No doubt about Malcolm Blight. Here's McLeod. His hand pass blocked by Byrne. It spills to Peckett. 50 metres out. Nobody on the line. Oh, another poster. Well, how about 3 in a row? It went Tex-Lotto. Gee, bad luck for the Saints.
Consecutive posters. Hart messed that one up. Couldn't find Connell. Free kick. Out wide to be taken by Thompson. Bickley off with the blood rule. Graze there on the chin. So Andy Thompson, who represented Victoria earlier this year. Kicked 2 goals for the Big V. Has a ping out at here. He hasn't hit the woodwork. He slipped this one through.
With $3,600 of free extras, including air conditioning, cruise control, alloy wheels and unique interior and exterior styling, the limited edition Magna Solara V6 is bound to turn a few heads. The Magna Solara V6 with $3,600 of free extras. See your Mitsubishi dealer while stocks last.
Well, we did see Mark Bickley limping. I reckon he's just about hyperextended his leg over there. At about half forward for the Crows about 5 minutes ago. It didn't look good at the time. He's gone off a leg treat, the Crows skipper. Ball knocked on by Rodman. Oh, Rashudo hit the ball very hard. Costa just back on the ground. And that ball's blocked up with 1:21 remaining in the first half. And St Kilda really needed that goal by Andrew Thompson after 2 successive posters. Inside 50, Adelaide 21-8 in this quarter, and they're going into a breeze which, what do you reckon, boys? Looks like about a 3-goal breeze to me.
Those flags really are standing out.
Might ask Curls, he's down on the boundary line. Are you feeling much of it down there, Curls?
Oh, there is definitely a breeze, but strange on this ground. Once you get the ball past centre, the breeze drops right away.
Well, the Crows have definitely put the breeze up the Saints in this quarter, and Beveridge was lucky not to be picked. And look at the crowd. Well, they're in front in free kicks, but they want more.
That's what you call a gang tackle. They've been doing it all night. Weight of numbers pushing to the contest. And that's what you've got to do in tight situations, get numbers at the footy.
Well, both sides definitely need to be desperate tonight. Both coming off close losses. Adelaide by the 1 point against Fremantle. And St Kilda by the 3 points against Essendon. And there's Bickley treatment to that right leg. At this stage, he's not necessarily needed. Zilla takes the Pittman handball, turns it back around. Beveridge takes the mark. On the 50-metre line, right on the boundary. So it's a long way out and a long way around. Beveridge in the square. Time ticks down. Beveridge tosses it up, looking for a St Kilda mark. Doesn't get it. Eccles was the player to get the hand to it. St Kilda needed a mark on the side and couldn't. And so Adelaide hold it off there. A 5-goal second quarter.
Well, a fantastic quarter into the breeze. They went in leading by 11, and now at half-time they lead by 27 points. Here's Craig Willis.
Well, Drew, can St Kilda come back? We'll find out. Put on your gloves, mate.
For 100 years, Collingwood has been the power team in Australian football. In 1992, the birth of the Magpies was celebrated with a Thursday night match against old rivals Carlton. The only trouble was the Blues, under skipper Stephen Kernahan, spoiled the party. With 83,000 lapping up the festive mood, Kernahan was in rare form, booting 7 goals.
Well, that was one of the great memories I've got in footy, I think. At that time, the Carlton-Collingwood games were as special as they'd ever been, and it was a great night for us to get up in front of that crowd. It was a big boost for us.
It had been dubbed the match of the century, but this night it belonged to Kernahan's Blues. Carlton by 33 points. Stephen Kernahan, a Mitsubishi memorable moment.
Yes, what a night that was for the Blues at the MCG and for Stephen Kernahan. A new football album has been released this week. It comes from the Music Men, and they have a special guest singer, Ozzy Jones. Maybe he can sing better than he played in the first half tonight. This is Ozzy on disc.
Black is for evil, and white is for good, and red is for the passion that flows through my blood. I know my reputation is a little bit tainted, but don't you believe that I'm all that I'm painted? But don't get me wrong, don't think that I'm bad, 'cause I ain't. I'm a saint, I'm a saint through and through. I'm a saint, I ain't lying to you. I'm a saint, I'm a saint, I'm a saint through and through. I'm a saint, I ain't lying to you. I'm a saint.
Ozzy Jones, the singer. The Music Men have the album, and it's available Australia-wide through Kmart and selected footy club shops. Well, Ozzy Jones there singing. Let's hope he comes back in the second half and plays his football up to the real ability. Well, there's a special milestone being chalked up on Monday night for Talking Footy. And one of the men who started the program, Malcolm Blight. Here's Malcolm.
Good luck, Bruce, Mike and Lee. Fantastic sitting, 100 episodes. Who ever thought that when it all started?
Yes, it's the 100th show on Monday night, and the special guest is Robert Harvey. Harbs is probably getting a tongue lashing at the moment from Stan Alves with the Saints down by 27 points. But the Brownlow medalist is on the couch on Monday night at those times around the country. Hope you can join us. And let's hope for a tight second half here at Football Park.
Yes, Drew, shortly the third quarter with Drew, Terry, Mick and Knuckles. It's Adelaide and St Kilda, and it's do or die stuff at Football Park.
Join Nonu, John and the team.
Let's give it a go.
Ironman Guy Leach builds a towel rack. Create a prawn and avocado winter salad. And your chance to win $25,000 cash. Better ideas on Better Homes and Gardens, 7:30. Then at 8.
I'm going to track down old man Platypus out here in the wild.
Ernie locates an Aussie icon. And forget winter, visit Queensland's Heron Island.
And there really is more.
In the great outdoors.
Tuesday at 8 after Better Homes and Gardens on Channel 7.
Hey, look, this carton of Southwark Bitter
With 4 bonus stubbies.
$26.99. Cheap. Macallan Scotch Whisky.
19.99. Seaview Cabernet Sauvignon.
$10.99. Great drop with pasta.
Get 2 bottles of Coke for $5.49.
And get this free Super Sipper.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local Sip and Save.
What's your favourite children's story?
3 Little Pigs. That's everyone's favourite.
Nonsense. Goldilocks. Oh, and the 3 Bears.
Jack and the Beanstalk's best.
Puss in Boots.
Little Red Riding Hood.
The Gingerbread Man.
It's got to be Goldilocks, surely.
Yeah, Goldilocks.
Yeah, God. No, not Goldilocks.
Why me?
New Cadbury Story Block. There's a story in every block.
And they all lived happily ever after.
There's a chance to win Sydney 2000 Olympic Games tickets. There's the bill, perfect for a Visa payment. Oh no, she's going for the checkbook. A wasted opportunity. Look at the disappointment on those faces behind her. Let's see that again. There's the wallet, and oh so close, but no, she went for the checkbook. What a shame. Use your Visa card and you're eligible to win tickets to the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. Out with your Visa and you're in with a chance.
Tired of that? Well, try this. This week only, 30 to 50% off with 6 months interest-free. Try this, or this, or this, and the lowest price or it's free. Discount Lounge Centre, 90 Main South Road, Ranella, Discount City, Parafield, and 23 Anzac Highway, Keswick.
Hello, ambulance service.
I need an ambulance immediately.
What address?
An emergency trip in an ambulance costs around $500, and it's not covered by Medicare. But with ambulance cover, the cost is $0. Get ambulance cover. Call now. At one bank, you can get a home loan rate of just 5.99% guaranteed for the first year. With a rate this low, no wonder more Australians rely on this bank for a home loan. In fact, if we brought together all their home loan customers, we'd have enough people to fill more than 8 Melbourne cricket grounds. And that's more than any other lender in Australia.
Ah, yes, Mr. Weston, Frank here. With that fence you ordered, I was just wondering, where exactly is your house? Uh-huh. Up the driveway about 2 hours north. Right. And you want the fence all the way around?
Need to call from more places outdoors? Mobile net, and you can.
Baz, mate, you got anything on the next few days?
And Football Park glowing at night in Adelaide like a beacon. This round 18 clash on footy's home ground. At half-time, the Adelaide Crows are well in command, leading 10-10-70 to St Kilda, 6-7-43. 7 Sports hope you're enjoying this match in the 1998 Coca-Cola AFL Premiership season.
Well, Spider Everett, he had 6 possessions in the first half and Wren won most of the hit-outs in the centre and around the ground, and Adelaide built up a lead of 27 points. Curls, did you hear anything at half-time?
The only thing I heard positively was that Bickley has pulled a hamstring, so he won't take any further part in the match. But I think there was an object lesson there for a lot of people, including a lot of coaches, that the best way to defend against a breeze is to attack. Like if you're going to sit in a castle all night and let the attackers come at you, they'll eventually knock it down. But if you go and have a attack at them, you'll put them back on their backside. And that's what Malcolm Blight did then. His men, they attacked hard, they kicked the goals, and now they've got themselves in a winning position.
Well said, Curls. Gee, I wish I'd played in one of your teams. It'll rev me up. Here comes the start of the second half, and Everett wins an important hit out against Wren and puts him on his backside, number 52. The ball doesn't go very far, and they'll have to do it again. See the breeze ruffling the hair. And the Crows have it in this third quarter. Modra hasn't had a gallop yet tonight. Everett wins another one, but straight to Cook, and the Crows get inside 50. Vardy was good in the second term. Fires one out to Caven. Boyd balks, takes one round the head. Eccles along the ground, nobody home. Just offline. 1-1 to Andrew Eccles, teenager. He's just 19 years of age. picked up in the 96 draft. He came from the Preston Knights, a very powerful kindergarten of footballers in Melbourne.
Once again, Drew, we've seen the importance of getting the ball clear from them stop-play situations. The Adelaide Crows, since quarter time, have certainly controlled that part of the ground. St Kilda must pick up in that part.
So Pickett does the kicking into St Kilda to Elliott. Good mark. Tim Elliott, who's the blue in round 9, has played every game since. Just pokes it out towards the wing. The fly from Thompson, Sierakowski, Zilla. Just a quick kick on out. McLaren does the spoiling, pushes it back. Zilla again kicks it back. Half forward again. Oh, Wren up and over.
Unbelievable. Terrific courage.
Just back with the flight of the ball. Here it is, eyes only for the footy. Coming down very heavily. Now kicks towards centre half forward. Pittman, very good. Flicks it over the back. Ben Hart from centre half back. Runs down and kicks the goal for the Crows. Great play, Pittman. Great finish.
Yeah, terrific call through, Terry. Read the play there, Pittman, just that presence of mind to hit the ball forward. It's just amazing when you do play that percentage. More often than not, it'll land in your forward player's hands, and on that occasion it did. Terrific overlap there by Ben Hart. As we know, he's a rebounding halfback. Him and Nigel Smart certainly complement each other extremely well in that part of the ground. Ben Hart is also a very good finisher. He was never going to miss that shot on goal.
Well, they're not all that far away from having won 6 in a row, the Crows, but they lost their last 2 games by 4 points and 1 point, and they look like poleaxing St Kilda tonight unless the Saints can turn it around. Cook out of the middle again. Caven hits the ball hard. Ball spills out to the forward pocket. There's Crows everywhere, queuing up to get the footy. Peter Vardy, 40 metres out. An intercept by Beveridge. Back to Harvey, who pokes to Burke. Just took his eyes off it for a moment, dropped it. Nathan Burke up towards centre wing. Winmar attacks the ball hard, but then took a long while to get rid of it. Sits for Everett, bursts through, up short of the 50. Sierakowski, Pittman climbing all over him. Flipped out to Connell. Whistle's gone. Connell was held after the ball had disappeared, so the ball has got to come back to Matt Connell, who'll take the free kick from right half back to the Crows.
Down the field it'll be, Drew.
It goes to Kim Costa, but still in the same position. Look at that, a 34-point lead to the Crows. They have the first goal of this third term. They're running with the breeze. So you could be looking at maybe a 10-goal lead by the last change. And pass to McLeod, who didn't have time. Good tackle, McLaren. On the bench, Curls?
The interchange bench, Modra, Sampson, Bickley injured, and Jamison. And for the Saints, Brown, Jones, Wakeland and Young.
So St Kilda have been asked to come from behind to win twice this year. They trailed by 27 points against Hawthorn earlier in the year and come back to win. That same margin here at half-time, 27. But it's blown on out to 34 already, early in the third. Have to work hard. McLaren, just the quick kick after the Everett tap out. Lies about 25 metres and we're thrown in right on centre wing, near side. There's Adelaide's record at Footy Park this year.
And Terry, it's also interesting to see that Rashudo's actually gone to the conventional full forward position. Jarman's come up the ground knowing that his direct opponent Thompson will go with him.
They're trying the Saints. They've got an advantage. The advantage wasn't there, so the umpire brings it back. It's a fine line when he decides that the advantage is cancelled. It was about 20 metres on that occasion. The Adelaide Crows fan believe that was too long, but it comes back now to McLaren. Kicks up to half forward. Connell, another possession, but gives it over to his opponent Harvey. Back to McLaren. Kicks up. Everett should take this one. Big man reaches. Wren comes back very well. Didn't interfere. Burt tosses it up off the right foot kick. Pushing, shoving Eccles in defence. Can't keep it in there. McLeod, boundary throw in.
Just about a mark to Everett before Wren put the front on spoiling.
More often than not you see that being a free kick through. The umpire was right on the spot, so he let it go. Saints with their best chance. All in the ruck work. Harvey at the back. Tyson, Stevens off the ground. He could create the break here for the Crows. Second time off the ground. Zilla out, brings him in the chase of the ball, brings it back around the right foot. Beveridge waited, James didn't. Wins the ball, gets it back from Stevens. Rebounding Crows. James along the ground towards Jarman, doesn't get to it, out of bounds.
Wouldn't like to love that, the way he attacked that ball, James.
It's interesting to see the tactic implied by Malcolm Blight. Prosciutto was very good in around these stop play situations, got the momentum of the Adelaide team going in that second quarter. Maybe his influence in going forward will have to be monitored.
Well, they made a rush for the premiership last year and won their 4 finals in a month. And I think in 1998 we might nearly look back at the second term that they just played against the Saints and say that might be the quarter that gets them back on target to perhaps successfully defend their title. Everett, poor old kick. Parks attacking the ball hard. Here they come again. Tyson. Got players everywhere, and in the forward pocket, the mark is taken by Connolly. And Matt Connell will be kicking for goal with a breeze to assist him, distance about 35 metres.
This has been a most encouraging display by Matt Connell. There is a perception out there that you can run off and hurt Robert Harvey the other way. It's just trying to find the right person that actually can run the yards defensively and also offensively, but Matthew Connell's certainly doing the job tonight.
Starts at left, it comes back, great goal. Oh, didn't make it. And it's marked right on the line. Well, he certainly had the accuracy, but I couldn't believe that from about 35 to 40 metres, it was marked a metre or two inside the field of play, but at least it's a Crows player, and Peter Caven has it. Mark that down as one of the passes of the night. Caven, point blank range, a goal anyway.
Aye, we were off for a wee break with the wains and the collar was like a cow. And would you know about Kennett? Clunk, clunk, clunk. I'm stood there right glaikit with the wains shouting, "Oh, Farah, you ken you're nothing but a big dunderhead." So I skedaddled right into Ultratune and told the laddie about the clunk, clunk, clunk. He says, "Oh, your shock absorbers are out the windy, man," and made a rare job of them. Understood me perfectly, he did.
So Peter Caven in his 9th season at AFL level and his 3rd club kicks his 50th career goal. Adelaide now have kicked 7 of the last 8 goals of the game. That constitutes control, no doubt about that. They go forward again with Wakeland. It's Darryl Wakeland, Shane Wakeland still off the ground. A heavy knock in the second quarter. Everett, left foot. Not real good, just a little bit sloppy there. Winmark keeps it alive. No, he didn't. It's out of bounds. So the ball to be thrown back in. Neil.
Yeah, Terry, Max Hudson back playing on Jarman, doing a great job for his team tonight. He's keeping Jarman real out of this game virtually.
So there's a tick for Stanell, something that he can take into the final series if these two sides meet again.
Jarman, 4 touches.
Round. Off to the run of Tyson. Tosses it in, here's the lead. Not bad at all from Prosciutto. Jarman came early. Tyson carried the ball a little further, then went for Prosciutto. He read it well, led strong and hard.
It was interesting in that situation. You've seen Shane Wakeman. He was the floating player, the loose player. Robert actually went up to the half-back line at that stop play situation. Wakeman was there for the rebound ball. He just couldn't cover the ground to block the lead, the explosive lead of Mark Prosciutto.
Has already kicked 1, Prosciutto, in the second quarter. He's not going to add to that. He's not going to add any score to that. Uncharacteristically, misses everything. Prosciutto and Brett Knowles to take the free kick. Deep in the back pocket for the Saints. Goes towards the boundary line. Tim Cook does the roving, brings it back. Great work, Barney. Just strong body work. Just as the ball got within the 5-metre limit, strong enough to be able to just push his opponent Knowles out of the contest and take the mark.
Yeah, that is a terrifically well-judged mark by Vardy, knowing that the ball will more often than not go into that part of the ground, go from left to right. He stayed on the downward side, but terrific play. He just pushed his opponent off the line of the ball to take a well-judged mark. Exciting player.
He has kicked 3. He's got it home. He's got 4.
I'll go and round him up.
We better be making a move soon, boys.
And the lead up the length and a half.
Force winds are expected in
Well,
all coastal
looks
areas.
like we're here for a while.
And all shipping alerts has
Hey,
been
Charlie,
issued by the
I ran
Bureau.
a Carlton mids.
Now moving eastwards. Eastwards, moving eastwards. He's moving eastwards. However, the times that we've had during the week.
Won't be back today. The weather's turned bloody awful up here.
Apparently. Double hop Carlton mid-strength bitter.
Well, they've built up a lead of 46 points now. St Kilda haven't scored in this quarter. And Adelaide have added 3 goals, 1. Everett comes back to Berg. His hand pass is knocked down by Robin. Spills to Caven. His kick inside 50, marked by Wakeland. Winmar has gone off the ground. He's gone quiet after a good first quarter. And Aussie Jones gets a reprieve off the bench.
This isn't a bad tactic employed by Stan Alves, knowing that if Robin wants to go up the ground, Wakeland's probably better off defensively, trying to create some run up out of half back. More often than not, it's the team that wins the ball have to find and try to penetrate your forward 50-metre area.
Well, the Saints just not attacking with precision, and they've lost it. James, another hand pass to Hart. Open spaces down the outer side. Stevens, number 19, getting after it. High tackle on Costa, and he'll take the free kick. Against Brad Campbell, and the crowd want 50. Not forthcoming. Costa, who started with the job on Harvey, and then relinquished that to Connell. Connell has been fantastic on the Brownlow medals. Well, they're appealing for a free kick. The whistle doesn't go. Ball comes Adelaide's way, and here they go. McLeod, 48 metres out. Oh, just offline. He's kicked 3 goals, 4. What a night he could have had.
Any explosive, Drew, like to pick the ground level ball up there. And usually it's a team rule of most AFL clubs that when you pick a ground level ball, more often than not you'll see him handball to the overlapping player, but he's just so explosive after he picks up that ground level ball, bursts away from his opponents, has the time to balance himself and then kick truly for goal. Just an excitement machine.
And we just saw the St Kilda centre forward Barry Hall coming off. He's had just the 1 handball, 1 mark, 1 handball against his name. Saints can't get it through half forward, but the Crows, they just keep pounding down at this right-hand end. Vardy the behind. He's been a busy player. 4 goals is Peter Vardy. McLeod has got 3. Haven 2. And for a side that really their goal scoring had been a bit of a question mark, with only Jarman and Rashudo having kicked more than 15 goals for the season, they've got control here now. Joey McLaren is going nowhere. Tyson pressures him on the line. Boundary throw in. Ricky Winmar up again. Ready to come on. Supported the Southern Police during the midweek second semi-final down at Oakley. Hart wrapped up in the tackle by Jones.
Were you there? Did you umpire?
I was there supporting the Western Suburbs Police, and Nicky had a win. So Southern go into the grand final. Western have to go via the preliminary final this weekend.
They sent out an all-points ball.
Crows going forward again. Elliott couldn't take the mark. McLeod at roving level, just flicks it on out. Good bounce into space. Costa's stolen it. Costa on the left, can't pick it up. 1 more behind, but the Crows undeniable in the opening part of this third quarter, just persisting and pushing at that forward line.
I think it's their speed that is actually the difference. The difference in league speed is just so evident at this stage of the quarter. Every player is really running hard and running long, and as we see the dominance of this third quarter, the Adelaide Crows have gone forward into their forward 50-metre area 12, as opposed to St Kilda 2 occasions.
And they haven't quite converted it on the scoreboard. They've kicked 3-4 to nothing in this quarter, and we've been playing about 15 minutes. St Kilda just not working the ball into the breeze this turn. Very high kick here from Campbell. Oh, well done, Stevens. who marks the ball on centre wing.
He's been a very good player tonight, Drew. He's repelled a lot of attacks. They just can't penetrate their half-forward line at the moment, Kilda. Without the run of Harvey, without the ball, multiple possessions of Burke, they are certainly struggling through the midfield.
Stevens certainly fixed up Barry Hall. Winmar back into the action. Hand pass went nowhere. And the Crows block it up. Well, Curls talked about the attacking policy by the Crows in the second term into the breeze. Unbelievable. Into about a 3-goal breeze. They had 13 scoring shots in the second term. St Kilda have hardly had it forward of the centre line in this third quarter. And we've been playing about 16 and a half minutes. So Malcolm Blunt looks as though he's really won the coaching battle against his former North Melbourne Premiership teammate, Stan Alves.
And in the same breath, I mean, just the defensive nature of their game has been extremely tight as well. They have got the best defence and have really stood up here tonight. Hard and smart, not only being defenders, but great offensive players when the chance comes as well. Here's the offensive player for St Kilda, Harvey and Mitchell in there. Here's Wren, he's picked it on up, kicked it back towards the top of the square. Wakeland back first, works with Winmar, building something. Zilla, they need to carry it a long way because there isn't a target up here. Smart has it all covered. No doubt about that.
Backman leading like fools, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just absolutely confident being able to attack the ball. Vardy. Putting in there with Cook. Eccles, young bloke, gets it on out. Caven playing like a man possessed in the forward line here this evening. Came to Adelaide as a forward. Kicked 4 or 5 in his very first game with Adelaide. Then made a name at centre-half back. Tonight, thrown into the forward line has been a great foil. And we're yet to see Tony Modra sitting on the interchange bench. Yep.
Clearing a prop.
Costa had one shot a little earlier, has another one now and has missed again. And you look at St Kilda, there was Stewie Lowe sitting in the grandstand, courtesy of the tribunal, and quite a careless act against Barry Stoneham a couple of weeks ago. Really be ruining that.
What about your thoughts on Aussie Jones at the moment? He's gone to a half-forward on Nigel Smart's territory. Would it be more appropriate if he actually pushed to a half-back line, be accountable and run from that starting point, trying to get him back into the game because he's so important, not only with his ball usage, but his penetration of run?
I think so, Mick. I mean, the best way to get into a game is from a defensive stance. Yep. Lock down to a man and then work from there.
Just the
kick holds up. Here's a problem.
Young on the forward line. Might have taken a free kick, but the whistle didn't go. Smart. Out of bounds will do him. And we'll have a throw-in. But the first time the Saints have been in that part of the ground this quarter. Well, Jamison interchanged after a couple of bad kick-ins in the first quarter, and Bickley has done a hamstring. Let's hope for the Adelaide captain that's not a 3 or 4 week job. Clean possession, Everett. And it's the Saints' first score in this quarter, a goal to Everett.
Over the next 3 weeks, you cannot afford to miss All Saints.
I'm pregnant.
There'll be a cause for celebration and some cause for concern.
We're very close.
How are you feeling?
Get off me!
Friendships will flourish.
No secrets.
None.
I want to be there for you.
And the truth will hit home.
I don't give a damn. Hey, look, that's enough.
Stay out of this. It's between me and my daughter. It's one of Australia's finest dramas.
Are you right?
All Saints, 8:30 Tuesday on 7.
Adelaide kicked 3 consecutive goals.
So St Kilda's first goal of the third quarter. That's their third since quarter time, but during that period Adelaide have kicked 8. They need to back this one up. St Kilda haven't lost consecutive games since early last year. It's under threat here now. Sirakoski from centre-half back. Kicks, but this man again, Smart in the front position, surely should get the free. Doesn't. It's kicked into half-forward. Elliott takes the mark in front of Caven. Wants to play on. Does. Pushes on to the outer side there. Beveridge. St Kilda must keep it moving. They've got a player now through Young. He can carry it. Can settle on 50. Kicks up towards the goal line. He has missed everything. He's missed the goals. He's missed Heatley. He's missed a chance. He
had a good first 10 minutes, but since then it's been horrible.
So So Wren takes the free kick deep in the back pocket towards Eccles. Doesn't take it. And here he is, Tony Modra.
Just can't wait to get on. You can tell he's a little bit toey. Good to see the champ back.
Game number 3 on the comeback trail. James on the defensive side of the throw-in, wins it. Into the path of Harvey, steps around Costa, probably too easily. Brings it back in towards Heatley. Smart intercepts. Great play, great second effort. From the ground, gives it on the up to James. He misses Rashudo. Peckett trying to take on 3 Crows, can't do that. Tyson gives it on out, free kick back to centre half back. Tyson in the spin was taken high by Peckett. It's a Crows free kick.
Modra still pacing up and down, waiting for his chance. Tyson to take the free kick from centre half back. Oh, Mitchell comes in and should have taken the mark. Knocks the ball in, but Smart's there to recover for the team. James another hand pass. Goodwin, all Crows here. Vardy has had a great night in front of the sticks with 4 goals, and there he is at half back. And the ball just gets over the line, or does it? No, play on. Eccles gets the ball up to Costa. A couple of players might have stopped like the commentators. To the goal square. Robrin's there. He's got it.
Yeah, what a terrific mark by Robrin. Just out-bodied Wakeman on that occasion here. Kept front position. That was the most important thing. That part of the ground, you have to find front spot. Good kick. Penetrating kick to the front of the goal mouth. Robin's worked extremely hard over the last 5 or 10 minutes to get in this game. If we hear the cheers for Tony Modra coming on the ground at the expense of Tim Costa.
As Robin kicks for goal.
Monday helped solve a young man's murder.
For the sake of my family.
This mystery woman holds the key.
He never had a chance to protect himself.
Desperate parents need our help.
Please call the police.
Australia's Most Wanted, Monday.
Tuesday.
Have you seen Aaron?
If he's not in Chicago.
He's in Los Angeles. With her?
And together, anything might happen.
Any two can made.
It's California. What do you expect?
Lauren Bacall guest stars. Chicago Hope, Tuesday, 9:30.
Adelaide by 50 points.
Modra to a pocket, being picked up by Peckett. So good luck, Justin Peckett.
And you'd expect that that's where the interest in the game is now. Here comes the first push. Don't worry about it. It'll go over your head, Tony. Rashudo won't miss that. He has it, and they're going.
I think it was important then, Terry, that Malcolm Blight has actually reacted to this loose play system that the St Kilda team have obviously tried to install. They had the 7-man forward line. On that occasion, it was Robin who was about 40 metres out from goal. The centre bounce clearance, terrific work. Robin come off the line, flat out, got the overlap. Terrific hands by Eccles to give the space for Rashudo to use the ball effectively. That is just team-building stuff. Terrific stuff from the centre bounce clearance.
Great running goal. And the Crows fans are celebrating. They've hit the ton, and the Saints haven't hit the half-ton. What a shellacking by last year's premiers. They're doing it all over again for the Saints, whom they beat in the grand final. Robert Harvey going backwards. Here comes Caven. He lays a good tackle. It goes the Crows' way. Vardy's at him. Tyson it was. Floats the hand pass. McLeod on the turn. And hooked it back too far off the left. And kicks a minor score. So it's 3 goals, 5 for Andrew McLeod. Mick, I'd be interested to get your thoughts on this. Their forward line with Modra back. It'll be interesting to see how it works, because at the moment they're leaving it open for Jarman and players are running out of the centre. I wonder whether the setup now suits a bloke like Modra who can take those climbing marks in the goal square.
Yeah, well, actually, I think it'll be interesting to see how they actually complement each other, knowing that Jarman and Rashudo can be used from a midfield role, centre forward. And in time, as he gets a bit more match experience, that's probably the way Malcolm Blight will go, but they'll be certainly damaging because their peripheral players are the ones that have really taken control of this game. Vardy, McLeod and the like. So it'll be interesting to see how much time Blight does use Modra in that forward part of the ground.
And Eccles has been busy too. Disposal number 13 for him. Kicks it up beautifully to the square. Everett spoils well towards the boundary line. Wakeland cleans up. kicks it back out towards where it came from. Mark not taken there. Caven's in there. Thompson. Brent, the big bloke, cleans it up the ground for all the little blokes who couldn't pick it up. Risciuto to Hart. Just pinpoint accuracy to the lead of McLeod.
Well, he's kicked 5 behinds, but I'm tipping he'll kick this goal.
He'll kick from outside 50. The eyes are looking for something. Look at them. He wants to give it off.
Straight through the hated or diddle, I say.
This will go deep into the crowd.
There it is. 5 steps from outside 50. Long to the line. Up they go. Off the hands of the contest of Everett and Modriff, the one behind.
Yeah, I'll give him 3-6 then.
Another thing I think Malcolm Blight's so renowned for is to give players time when they have come back through injury. I think the perfect example of that was Sean Wren. He didn't give him a lot of ground time initially, just bided his time and giving him some time, match time. I think he'll use that same sort of principle with Tony Modriff, Drew.
Peckett coming wide, finds Wakeland. No hesitation. Stevens has been very, very good. Moved to centre-half back. Saw Barry Hall off. Now has Matthew Young. But just his discipline in the spoil. No questions have been asked when he's been caught behind. He's been able to thump the ball away. And then when he's in front, he really has attacked the ball. Rose charging at it. Risciuto and Harvey, a couple of hard men at it. Over the line once again.
And it's interesting for Mark Stevens because he would have come here as a forward in his Gippsland Power days and at North Melbourne, loved to kick a goal. He knew he wasn't going to get that many chances over here with Modra and Jarman and so on. So he's really bitten the bullet and taken a different role. Burke goes to ground. Well, they're playing in red, black and white, the Saints, but they're unrecognisable. They're heading for their 3rd loss in 4 games here, the Saints. Neil Curley.
Yeah, Drew, we're seeing a ruck battle here where these guys are saying, listen, I'm the best ruckman in the comp, not you. They're having a fantastic duel, Everett and Wren.
40,607 watching tonight and lapping up a return to form by the Crows after 2 heartbreaking losses in the last 2 rounds by less than a kick. In the forward line for the Saints. They've got no forward there. Goodwin tidies up. Comes out wide. Choice of players. Stevens we were just talking about. Pinpoint to Risciuto, centre wing. Oh, what happened? He had time to go back and get it. Into the billiard ball. Nigel Smart. Breeze at his back. On the run. 45 metres. Put down the glasses.
In this weekend's Sunday Mail, we're giving away the first of 8 magazines which reveal the untold story of Princess Diana. You can collect the entire series free all next week, with a new issue appearing in the Advertiser each day. They're superbly written by a journalist who became Diana's trusted friend. So if you want to know the whole story, make sure you collect all 8 free magazines, starting inside this weekend's Sunday Mail.
Adelaide kicked 5 goals in the first quarter. They kicked 5 in the second. Now they've gone for 6 in the third. Nigel Smart getting that 6th from the half-back line. Complimenting Ben Hart, who picked one up earlier in the quarter. Their attack from that line has just been sensational here tonight. St Kilda haven't had an answer at centre-half back, nor at centre-half forward. They try it from the centre of the ground. Young in front. Can't do much there. Burke just gets the quick kick out. Here's the one-on-one contest in the forward line. Goodwin does extremely well against Heatley. Great body work, eyes on the ball, clean mark, finds Connell. Finds Stevens. Late bit of pressure. The Clarence tackle on Wren is good. The umpire said the big man didn't have a chance and will come in and bounce.
I think there's a principle to be learned. Once you go back into the centre corridor, there's no point coming back to the same side where the ball come from. You've got to look to the other side. That's where the vacant space is. On that occasion, Stevens gave the ball back into traffic.
It's been a tough evening for Stan Ells as he looks on with just 30 seconds of play left. His side going for a chance. Knowles finds Heatley. Heatley's been their one forward, but he has let them down on a couple of occasions. 3 goals he's got, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. The only multiple goal scorer for the Saints. The other singles, Brown, Everett, Mitchell and Thompson. Peatley going for his fourth. 45 metres out on the siren, into the breeze. He's got the goal.
Well, that was a quarter where the Crows absolutely dominated with the breeze. They kicked 6 goals, 7, and St Kilda had just 2 scoring shots for 2 goals.
Stan Elves going out now to meet his players, and it's a tough time for the coach. Trailing by that much, you really need to try and pick your side up.
Sunday, get set to spirit away those winter blues. You're invited to join the party with Whoopi Goldberg.
Now I'm undercover again.
And Kathy Najimy.
Hello.
Sing along with Sister Act 2, Sunday on 7.
Ready? Hey, look, this carton of Southern Bitter
With 4 bonus stubbies.
$26.99. Shoot, McCullum Scotch Whiskey. $19.99.
Seaview Cabernet Sauvignon.
$10.99. Great drop with pasta. Get 2 bottles of Coke for $5.49. And get this free Super Sipper.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local Sip and Save.
The Falcon run-out is on, and with the new model only weeks away, now is the time to buy. 98 Falcons going fast with huge factory bonuses. You'll save thousands across the entire range. GLIs, XRs, Futuras and Fairmonts all marked down to clear. Plus Sapphires with air, alloys, cruise control and electric windows at no cost. These prices may never be repeated. Falcon run-out. Don't miss the biggest run-out sale of the year.
Mr. Tom Wills of Wagga writes, Rusty, what's the best sander for different jobs round the house? Well, Tom, I recommend this Butte Black & Decker 3-in-1 multi-sander. It's an orbital, detail and random orbital sander in one with a single screw for easy changing. And it's got a dust collection bag. Get the know-how. I'm Black & Decker at home.
It's August. What a ripper of a month at Truscott Hi-Fi. Tear into Truscott's for Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms. We've torn strips off the price of this Hitachi LCD camcorder. Rip into this LG 68cm AV stereo TV plus 6-head VCR and get a free cabinet. Or tear in for this Pioneer 240-watt Dolby ProLogic Mini Hi-Fi. August, what an absolute ripper of a month at Truscott's. Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
Here we go again. Interest-free furniture, bedding, carpets, rugs. Now at Lacour News, 2 years interest-free. Now at Lacour News, 2 years interest for a limited time. Lacour News. Conditions apply.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. You could win one of 8 fantastic new Land Rover Freelanders. So if you want to escape for some serious fun, race into McDonald's.
Australians are $9.5 billion in credit card debt. On Monday, we expose the credit card traps and pitfalls.
Could end up paying through the nose.
There are tips on how to save money. Plus, we tell you the best value cards around on 7 Nightly News.
It's Saturday night football. At Football Park, a crowd of 40,000 people. The Saints looking for divine intervention. Will it come in the final term? We'll find out shortly. But of course, Adelaide have led at every change and a 6-2 quarter there in the third term. Look at those goal kickers. Vardy with 4, Heatley with 4 for St Kilda. But it's Adelaide in command. 16-17, 113 to St Kilda. 8-7-55. Drew, I'm looking forward to this final term.
Well, yes, Craig, and I'm looking forward to it too, because the Saints need to find something here in the last quarter, because if they're going to meet in the final series, gee, the Crows will go in with their tails up after a big win here, and it might start to build up into a real dominance by the Crows over St Kilda. I know the Saints won in round 3, but Blighty's turned it around here, and of course they've won the premiership as well. Here's Curls.
Yeah, thanks very well, Darryl. Malcolm spent a lot of time over the board, obviously working out attacking plans again.
Yeah, just to make sure our kickouts are in place so that we can hopefully get an opportunity to score back from them. And we must attack. You've got to keep kicking goals to win these games. You don't ever hold on. So we'd expect to play the same as the second quarter.
The attacking game worked in the second quarter.
Yeah, they were very good, the forwards. They worked very hard to keep the ball in the area to give themselves another chance.
Good luck. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, girls. The interesting thing was that coming into this game, the percentages of the two teams nearly identical. The Crows 112.8 and the Saints 112.6, but they'd done it totally differently. St Kilda had scored 179 points more than the Crows this year, and the Crows have the best defence in the competition. But to look at it tonight, the Crows are an attacking unit and are flogging the Saints.
It was interesting to see after the Stanell spoke to his players for about 2 minutes. Nathan Burke actually called all his troops in and spoke to his players for probably about 2 or 3 minutes. It was a long time before they actually broke up, just asking for a real exerted effort, no doubt.
So Andrew Coach gets us underway for the final term. The Saints have the breeze, but they trail by 10 goals. Burke out of the middle, inside the 50, but Pittman gets back on Sirakoski to take the mark. Well, Pittman, who did such a fine job in the grand final against Stewie Lowe, there's no Lowe tonight, he's out suspended. But interestingly, earlier in the season, a couple of the Saints' best wins for the year have been interstate without Stewie Lowe. They beat the Eagles in Perth by 2 points, and they beat Sydney in Sydney by 100, both without Stewie Lowe. But here they are, in the last 2 weeks, they're going to lose both games without Stewie Lowe. There's Red. Great game. Incidentally, Stuart, if you're watching, good evening. Hope you're enjoying the action on 7, but I suppose not too much to enjoy for Saints fans tonight. Harvey waited. Hand pass comes back from Elliott. There's Pittman. Held when he didn't have it. Comes to Wren. There's no whistle on the play. Clever by Robert to Tyson. Working in no space at all. Took the ball over the boundary line, throw in. Girls.
Change for Adelaide. Costa, Sampson, Bickley injured. Jamison for St Kilda. Jones, Wakeland, Shane still injured. Barry Hall and Brad Campbell.
You know, I think the difference there, Curls, is the St Kilda boys are there as a result of lack of form, whereas Adelaide haven't even given Sampson yet a run.
Yeah, it's an amazing game, this football. We've seen the Crows I have, in the last 2 weeks, very, very poor indeed. Their attack on the ball has been found wanting. Their movement together has been found wanting, whereas tonight, they're playing finals football again.
Well, those 2 losses certainly have stung them. Fell from 3rd down to 7th on the ladder. They don't want to slip out of the 8, and they're working that way here tonight. Burke, the co-captain, without the other captain out there tonight. Beveridge, started on the bench. Limited touches, Young. Knowles has done well from a short time on the ground and the back line. Heatley, Mitchell, Winmar from 45 metres out directly in front. Mickey skipped one through.
Mitsubishi Pajero, perfectly adapted to Australian conditions.
Well, the first goal of the final term coming to the Saints. They need 9 more, and they've got to keep Adelaide to nothing. Thompson out of the middle. High to half forward. Everett got there to make it a contest. Oh, well done, Stevens again. Very well done. He's had a top night. Mark Stevens, 13 possessions, taken 4 marks. killed a couple of opponents. And you do that in front of 40,000 people and don't even get charged for it. James, another hand pass through Stevens. One more. Eccles up short of centre wing. Young got fingernails to the ball. Oh, well played, Varney. Rasciuto, he had great vision to Connell. Up to the centre of the ground. Cook. There's a bit of wrestling well before the ball arrived. Beveridge took one high. He was going to get the free. Advantage to Harvey. Harvey inside centre half forward. Sirakoski's there. Promos needed. There they are. Everett the Rover. 6'9" Rover to the goal square. Heatley had a chance to take the mark, but Goodwin rips it away for the Crows.
Goodwin out towards his near side, finds Eccles, the youngest player on the ground, but what poise and control he has when he has the ball. Haven has Tyson just short, and then Eccles beyond him. Goes to that longer one towards Eccles. Rodham coming in from behind. Eccles held. Play on to call. Burke. Forward handball. Thompson under some pressure. Flicks it on out. Caven steals it. Can't get it out. Boundary throw in. Young Andrew Eccles just receiving some treatment for cramp behind play. He's covered some ground, the boy. Playing number 13 in his debut year to a premiership side. Not bad at all. Matthew Young, away he goes, has a bounce towards half forward. Hart, strong and courageous. Heatley coming. The umpire leaves it as all fair. The tick really goes to Ben Hart. Look at this, eyes only for the ball. Both players up off the ground in the contest, so Hart now kicks long. Eccles flies. Ring just stands. Superior height onto Rasciuto. Has a bounce. Then has an acceleration. Straightens himself up. Towards Modra. Down. Didn't quite carry. Cook does the tackling. Wins it there. Modra comes back again. Caven being held. Wants to keep it in. Can't. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, terrific play off the ball by Andrew McLeod to allow the space to be provided for Mark Rasciuto. Just going to show what a bit of ground time does. No doubt if it had all over again, Tony Modra would have kept his feet. Instead of diving to the ground, he tried to make something out of nothing. That's just through a lack of ground time.
Eccles off, Clay Sampson on for his first run.
It's a funny game, isn't it? Sampson was dropped during the week, grand final player. He won a reprieve when Kane Johnson couldn't take his place. Didn't get through training on Friday night. Sampson's been sitting in a cold concrete dugout all night. Socket forward for the Saints. There's Young. There's Sampson getting his first touch. High ball. Out in front of goal. Tyson got a touch to it. Beveridge for the Saints. Oh, you're in trouble, Elliott. Smart gets it forward. Caven kicks back into the pack. Beveridge to Winmar. And the Saints rebounding. Here's the Rolls-Royce Robert Harvey. Puts it out wide to Peckett. Peckett taking it all the way to the 50. He could have gone further. Heatley won out. The kick too high for him. Oh, comes to the back. Mitchell, you had a great opportunity and fluffed it. And a kick by Hart goes out of bounds on the full. And the Saints will get a free kick about 35 metres from goal.
And that's a rare fumble you'd see from Gavin Mitchell. Usually very sure with his hands, especially in his forward 50-metre area. But that just goes to show the psychological pressure and also the physical pressure the Adelaide team have exerted tonight.
He hasn't had a great night, but Stancart put 10 on the bench. Jarman, James, nearly refuses to kick the ball, James, but he handballs beautifully. When your hands are that good, why bother kicking? Here's Tyson. James has had 2 kicks, 8 handballs.
And they've all been gems. It's trademark inside the contest, Brett James. And why wouldn't you when you've got a running half-back line like Adelaide have? This man here, Ben Hart, he'll run past. Stevens has been a rebounding defender all night. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Elliott. Now it's eventually with Thompson. Just turns it back around. Wren dropping back. Takes the mark. Been a fine player. Ever since he discarded that big knee brace in the preliminary final half-time against the Bulldogs last year, he has come on and on as Wren. Caven in the forward line. Looking to move it. Does on the left foot. Here's the contest people want to see. And they've got what they wanted. Montfort takes the mark in front of Huston, down low. And 40,000 Crow fans like what they see.
And there'll be more of those hats sold this week.
And that's just the tonic a mate of mine in hospital would like to see all night. Mate of mine, Jason Hospital, he'd love to see Tony Modra on the lead. This might be the tonic he requires.
Third game back, Tony Modra. 2 in his first, 1 in the second. Malcolm Blight just easing the champion full forward back. He's missed this one.
They're playing 9 minutes in this quarter. The Crows haven't scored, but the Saints with a breeze have only kicked 1 goal. So the trend of the game is just continuing.
Free kick to Pittman out of that. Sierakowski just interfering in the marking contest. Big David Pittman, who's been such a versatile player for the Crows, kicks to centre forward. Vardy, smart again. 1-2, bounces to the wrong side.
Just on Pittman, Terry, he's been very good in that one-on-one duel with Sierakowski, knowing that Sierakowski did a terrific job in the ruckman role he played in the State of Origin game only 3 weeks ago. But Pittman has really stood up tonight and been accountable for Sierakowski's efforts.
Nicky Winmar right back in the back pocket. Aussie Jones flips the ball out to Burke. Heatley, the full forward at half-back. He's lost it. Rodman charges to the 50. Into the breeze he goes. It's a terrific kick by Rodman. Oh, into the woodwork.
Yeah, good play, Matthew Rodman. Certainly took it upon himself to get over that 50-metre arc and have a shot on goal. There wasn't many free Adelaide players to use. He did the right thing, had a shot inside 50 metres.
Now it's up to Winmar to bring it out. Aussie Jones has found himself 20 metres in the clear, and Aussie takes a mark. Second mark for the night. He's had just 5 possessions. Sierakowski is swamped. Through goes Harvey. Well, Thompson didn't have time. Here's James with another perfect hand pass to Stevens. Stevens to full forward. Caven's there. He's got Modra in support. He goes for goal. High. Modra. Standing start. Awkward. Winmar's turned into a back pocket. That'll be a baller.
There was just another example of their defensive mind. That was their mindset at the start of the game. There's no doubt about that. They've really been terrific in their approach to dispossess and kill the team. Once again, of the ball, once again, it happened across half-back. The rebound ball was on, and another opportunity is just around the corner.
Neil.
Max Hudson's been forced off the ground with a right leg injury. We'll get up to that a bit later on.
You'd hope it's not too serious, with Shane Wakeling already off the ground, being carried off on a stretcher. So their defence really under pressure, St Kilda. A few cracks here tonight, and one's been created by that man, Andy McLeod, and by this bloke, Vardy. A pair of live wires across half forward for the Crows. Vardy has kicked 4, McLeod has kicked 3, but according to Drew's record sheet, it's 3-6.
3-6 for McLeod and 4-3 for Vardy. Boy.
They've got a bit to answer for in terms of accuracy.
It's not a bad effort. 16 shots at goal between 2 peripheral forwards.
And that's been the difference. St Kilda have struggled. We've spoken enough about Aussie Jones. He's been well out of sorts. The Crows just continue to attack, and here's Smart doing it all again. This is about the 4th time he's carried the ball through the centre of the ground tonight. Picks out Clay Sampson. He's got a loose player out here wide. It's Costa. Another short one. It's Connell.
We've talked about Vardy and McLeod and their 16 shots. And McLeod goes to the bench. What about this? Modra and Jarman between them have scored 1 point. Now, Jarman kicked 8 goals last week and they still didn't win.
16 premiership players out on the ground tonight for Adelaide. 3 return tonight. The strength is coming. Contest in the goal square. The umpire's blowing a whistle. Free kick to Tony Modra. 5 metres out.
Here to be against Elliott, I think, for shepherding Modra away from that contest. Terry?
So Tony Modra, who did his knee in the preliminary final, returned a couple of weeks back, 424 career goals, now is at 425.
Ci tengo la mia macchina, sai, è proprio un amore. E capirai, quindi, mi è venuto quasi un attacco cardiaco quando ha cominciato a fare bang, bang, bang. L'ho portato subito a Oltreciuni e il meccanico mi ha detto che si trattava del timing. Hanno fatto la diagnosi, me l'hanno aggiustata e non mi hanno fatto pagare mica tanto, sai. Oltreciuni, brava gente. I speak my language.
They've kicked a goal each in the last quarter, and they're exactly double the Saints score, 122 to 61. Saints go forward, but there's Stevens again. I'm not giving votes, so I don't know who is tonight. I suppose it's you, Mick, is it?
Give us a hand if you like, Drew. There's quite a few good players out there tonight.
And Stevens would nearly be a show.
Yeah, he's been terrific across half-back. Wren certainly taking control late in this game. Rashudo's been an exceptional player. Nigel Smart, Ben Hart across half-back. Actually, the whole defensive players for the Adelaide Crows have been good. Here's Rashudo again.
Mark Rashudo kicks with distance, even into a breeze. He just pumps the ball. It's down there for the Rovers. Costa's there. Work towards the line, but not far enough. Winmar helps it to the line. Oh, he kept it in. No, whistle's gone. It'll be a throw-in.
Going to throw in McLeod and Vardy. Also the job Matthew Connell's done on Robert Harvey. Admittedly, Robert Harvey's had 30 possession at this stage of the game as opposed to Connell's 16. Before the actual changeover had taken place, Harvey had 10 possessions before we knew it.
Attempted soccer off the ground by Peckett, unsuccessful. There's Jarman over the ball. And Darren Jarman had a personal best last week with 8 goals. Tonight, he's had 3 kicks. Neil Curley.
Yeah, Drew, McLeod, just precautionary. He's okay. I think Malcolm's satisfied with his return.
Pretty hard man to satisfy if it's taken that long. I thought McLeod was just great early. This man's done well too, James. He started on the interchange bench. Connell, as Mick McGuire has said, has done a very good job on Harvey. So of course, McLaren can't get out. Costa's tackle's very good. Wins it back to Crowsway. Tyson back to Stevens. He snuck down to the forward line. Pass to Caven. Winmar cleans up for the Saints. Not much to go to. It's just tossed on up high. Tony Brown asked to do the work against the Talls. Now back on to receive it. Uses the right foot in towards Aussie Jones. One-on-one. Jones and Hart. Jones hard up against the boundary line. He usually kicks these. This is no exception. That's a great goal, Aussie.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's the confidence that lifter that he might require. He used his speed then. It's not easy to outrun Ben Hart, who's a very good defender, as we see here by the build-up. Good play here by the St Kilda team. Quick hands for the overlapping Brown. Kicked it to the space, chipped it up in the air for Jones. Good body use. Kept control of the ball, but the finish is just exceptional. Gave the ball enough height to let the wind do the work, but that is a sensational shot on goal from a quality finisher.
What a goal by Aussie Jones.
On the darkest of nights, Drew. I mean, he's had a very poor one, but be able to pull that out. He's got some skill.
That's like going fishing and not getting a nibble for 8 hours and catching a marlin on your way back to the pier. Rashudo comes in short to Connell. In the centre square, kicking into the breeze. He's standing on the forward line, but there's a bit of movement right on the 50, Kim Costa.
Sampson's on out wide in the other pocket. He finds him.
He's there for a long time. Wren has got all the height. Mitchell had no hope. And didn't they wait and just they didn't bother going outside the corridor? Let's keep it right down the middle.
Yeah, that's what you've got to do in that situation. There's no necessity to actually rush yourself. You just have to wait for someone to slot into that hole when you know you're outside kicking distance. The Adelaide team do that particularly well.
Sean Wren, 40 metres out, disappointing, away to the right and out of bounds on the full.
We've seen a lot of that tonight. Kicks going from left to right of screen. Obviously, it's very difficult conditions out there for players to kick the ball truly.
Under 6 minutes left for St Kilda's nightmare.
Connell just across the body, squeezes on out. Zilla leads Cook in the race over the boundary line. Former South Australian Stephen Zilla played every game in his debut year back in '95, but ankle injuries and a couple of suspensions have held him up a bit lately. Wren, the dominant big man on the ground. Harvey can't get away now. Connell back to Stevens again. Under pressure. Here comes Sampson off the bench. He's fresh. He's keen. He's inaccurate. So some chances just here late in the game and making the most of them.
In situations like that, Terry, I don't think Melbourne would be too upset. It was just his fierce attack of the ball that gave him the opportunity to have a shot on goal. It was just the correction has to be made with the actual foot disposal. But he really had a fierce attack on the ball. Terrific stuff, Clay Sampson.
The Crows have kicked 20 behinds as well as 4 out of bounds. So this flogging could have been massive. Robin works it down. Harvey slides it across to Winmar. Across the ground he goes. Everett and Wren. Wren's dangerous. Oh, great play. Big fella. In they go. Tyson away to Cook. Cook the hand pass. Robin only 25 metres out. Gets another one.
Are unwanted guests getting to you?
I had the maid jump in and out of the pool all day yesterday. Didn't do a thing.
If they don't get the hint, try this method.
Tell them if they don't leave, I'm throwing a hairdryer in the pool.
Double and Blink, Sunday on 7. And now, the working definition of negotiation.
Stephanie!
Do you actually think I'd be swayed by a beautiful woman?
I've obviously misjudged you. Greg!
Fred Savage is working, soon on 7.
Margin back to 61 points with just under 5 minutes left. Everett, he got his own knocked at Adelaide's way. Rashudo's got it. It comes to Smart. He might queue up and get a goal. He's kicked it long, but offline, Nigel Smart. And that's 1 goal, 2 for him tonight.
It's so evident they're actually flirting with their form now. They're really trying to get as many possessions as they can. It's great to see them run in waves, run in numbers, and use each other in that part of the ground. That's rewarding stuff for the overlapping player.
And possessions, they've had in excess of 70 more disposals than St Kilda. So the ball has been Adelaide's. St Kilda now on the wing. Sierakowski couldn't complete it. Brown does well. He has released Mitchell. He has Aussie Jones on the lead. Needs to clear Smart. It does. Does it get to Jones? Yes, it does. So Jones playing deep in the forward line. Kicked a miraculous goal only some 5 minutes ago on the hard up against the boundary line on this side. Now he has the set shot. He'll kick from right on 50. He'll need to put it just out towards the left and let the breeze bring it in. Probably put it out too far. In the square is Wren. Tell you what, that's a big number, 52. It's a big man wearing it.
Oh, clear points victory over Spider tonight.
No doubt about it.
He's just an exceptional player.
Connell worked with Robrin. The outer side, Elliott, Tim Elliott. Mobile big man for the Saints. Gets away on the right. Towards half forward. Beatley, who's been swamped since half time. He kicked 3 goals in the first half. Been a struggle since then. Going beautifully to Rashudo. The Roo goes long. Half forward. Young gets a fist to it. Turned back away by Thompson. It's bouncing free on the wing. The Crows attack it. Stevens just hesitated momentarily, but then cleans his own work up into Connell in the centre of the ground.
Time left for some more action on the scoreboard for the Crows. Here's James. And fantastic night. 4 kicks and 10 hand passes. Looks as though he's actually going to kick this one. Puts it inside centre half forward. Pittman. Right in front, 40 metres out.
It'll be interesting to see the tactic Malcolm Blight employs. If St Kilda and Adelaide do battle in September, will they continue with this one-on-one situation, and will you see Nigel Smart actually go wherever Stuart Lowe actually goes? It'll be interesting to see what will happen in the weeks to come, because the matchups have certainly worked well tonight.
And that's what's difficult, Nick. I mean, both these coaches are not only coaching for tonight, but they're also coaching for finals.
For sure.
And you don't want to show everything either, you know. So Red's been very good on Everett. Whether it goes again in the finals, we'll have to wait and see.
David Pittman hooked it. Well, Malcolm Blight early in the season last year called him the most pathetic ruckman in the league. But by grand final day, he was about the best centre-half back.
He certainly responded.
Malcolm looked much more relaxed there. It's been a tough season for him. They've had 10 games, been 8 games decided by 10 points or less. They've lost 5 of those. So their season perhaps hasn't been as bad as what the scoreboard had indicated. Tonight they're starting to fulfill the potential and promise. Robin just flicking the ball around up in the air over there. Eventually Rashudo gets it to James. Elliott pushes out first, then spoils, so the free kick comes in here to Vardy. To Connell. 23 kicks, 7 handballs to Matty Connell. Had to stop Robert Harvey, who had racked up some 12 disposals in the first quarter, has done that. Even though Harvey's got over 30, Connell has been great. Now Costa. On and off the bench.
So in fact, since Connell's gone to Harvey, Connell's got more leather than the Brownlow medalist.
Yep.
Boy.
Costa kicked his last goal way back in round 8. He's got one here tonight in the play. So everybody's in the party here at Footy Park. Kim Costa gets his first, and 41,000 Crow fans get another goal to tick on their footy record.
Yeah, and this simply has been a terrific win by the Adelaide team. As we spoke about Connell all night since he made, Malcolm Blight made that switch at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. He has been terrific in running off and using the ball effectively. Good weighted kick, whether the intention was there actually from Mottler or Costa, he seen fit to slide across and take that well-judged mark. As you said, everyone's joining in on the party, Terry.
Back in the middle with just a minute and a quarter to go. Adelaide have had 11 different goal scorers tonight, and Darren Jarman hasn't managed one. He got 8 last week. Costa pops it up, Winmar for the Saints. Jarman just can't find it. Harvey quickly across to Zilla. Contest at centre wing. Sirakoski's hand pass behind Burke. And Burke saw trouble coming for Stevens, and probably a bit lucky he slipped down. So it'd be interesting to know how many teams have won premierships with full forwards who've kicked 100 goals in a season. I would think most often premiers don't have the reliance on one goal kicker. And Crows, well, they're certainly setting themselves up. Connell, could they go back to back? Everett marks at half back. He's getting the Bronx cheers, Spider Everett. He's nearly the Brownlow favourite. Unbelievable.
But Beveridge takes it on the outer side. Just under half a minute of play left. St Kilda push forward. Jones with this man, Nigel Smart. Particularly after quarter time, he has controlled play at half-back. Wren has been magnificent. Perhaps a little bit too cute there. To Smart. Back to Hart. To half forward. Robin knocks it on down. The clock ticks down. The Crows will get one last chance. And Peter Vardy will have that shot. And why not? He has kicked 4. The siren is gone. The Crows have racked up a very impressive scorecard here tonight. They're going to go for the 20th goal. They've only done that once so far this season. They did 25 round 2. And here's another 20-goal game. Is it? No.
No sense of theatre of that goal umpire.
The crowd have actually booed Barney, I think. What a terrific game by the Adelaide team, Drew.
Well, that is Shaw back in form. They lost their 2 previous games by just 1 point and 4 points. And this is their 5th win in 7. It's just a couple of kicks away from being 7 in a row. So there might have been a bit of a sleeping giant all year, last year's premiers. And I would think that everybody else around the place in the top 8 will be starting to look at last year's premiers and wondering, can they do it again?
Well, no doubt, and the improvement they've got is like Rashudo didn't play in that final series, Mondro obviously didn't, but then players like Vardy and Eccles and even Tyson, who didn't also, they've just slotted beautifully into this side. And one of those players we just mentioned, Peter Vardy with Neil.
Yeah, thanks very much, Gerald. Peter, nice to be back, eh?
Oh, sensational, mate. Missed out a few weeks with a heel injury, and it's just great to be back.
There was some good movement there tonight.
Yeah, when the boys kick it in long and blokes like Bungie and all the other little fellas running through, it's just good football.
Being part of that half-forward line yourself, Matty and McLeod, if you can keep that all year to the finish, it'll be a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think when the ball's coming through freely, that's when we kick big scores and we look most dangerous, so hopefully we can keep it going.
Stevens and Smart across half-back, very good for you tonight.
Smarty was great, and Slothy, Steve-O, he was real good too.
Well done, mate. All the best. Back to you, Drew.
Thanks, girls. I love these interviews. You get to find out a few of the nicknames. Sloppy.
Was it Bungie?
Gee, and why wouldn't they be happy? There's Peter Vardy going over with Andy McLeod. And there's big celebrations afoot in Adelaide tonight from, I think, the players and the crowd as well, Nick.
Oh, for sure, Drew. And I think the most pleasing aspect of tonight's game is that the Adelaide team had 11 different goal scorers, and Darren Jarman actually wasn't one of them. And from an aspect that we know it's a team-orientated game, but more emphasis now placed on having other options in your forward 50-metre area. Should not be reliant on one player to kick multiple goals. In Sydney's case, it might be a little bit different with the brilliance of Tony Lockett, or at Hawthorn with Jason Dunstall. But this team has now got 4, 5, 6 multiple options who can kick a winning score.
And off to rapturous applause there from the fans. And Sean Wren led from the front. A decisive victory over Spider Everett, and it's just worth recounting, actually. Wren, 22 possessions, 8 marks. Everett, 13 possessions, 3 marks. And the centre hit-outs were 22 to 10 in favour of the Crows, mostly through Sean Wren.
And that's great dominance. And when Wren's in that sort of form, then obviously the Rashudos and the players who make up that great centre core and the centre bounce area will start to do well. Wren was just sensational tonight. He a bit of a downer the last 2 weeks, and I think that reflected in the general overall form of the Adelaide Crows side. But he's back in town now, and once the big man's running, all these little blokes, they start to come to the fore.
What about St Kilda, Terry? What can they actually get out of this from a positive viewpoint?
It's a very tough one, isn't it? I mean, their run home, I mean, they head now back to take on Hawthorn, then Carlton. So there's a couple of lower sides there. So they do potentially have the chance to regroup against those sides. They do need to do that, because after tonight, there's only 4 more games to go before the big stuff starts.
They also play the Lions at the Gabba, so they've got a good run this stage. Here go the Crows.
For 10 out of 10 results, the best gardening team around is Yates and Mitre 10. And when you buy Yates products like these Tuscan pots, designed by nurserymen for healthy growth, or Yates potting mix with dynamic lifter, full of nutrients to make things grow big and strong, you'll be helping to support South Australia's favourite sons, the Adelaide Crows.
10 out of 10.